right, what's cracking, everybody? Welcome in. We are here with episode 21 of The Haunting of Harrowstone. So, how's everybody feeling? You guys, you good? You nervous?
Feeling good.
Yeah. My anxiety is kicking up, and I had caffeine, and it made it worse.
No concerns at all.
We're good.
Yeah, you're fine. You're just a little anxious.
We've only been waiting 21 weeks to get into this damn place, so.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Been preparing for 21 weeks. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
you
what we'll call it.
you guys have had to move. I would say a little slow, but I don't think anybody's mad about it, right? I'm not mad about it.
No, a lot's happened. Like, we almost got burned alive. We pretty much
times.
We're slowly changing the mindset of one of our party members for, hopefully for the better. Oz got cheated on, there's like a whole slew of things like just happening. Torvin's a fed. He's just good times. I'm innocent, I'm a pure boy. Just
Tripp
like Pinocchio.
Tried to kill another child, just normal stuff.
Tripp got KS'd by some Pharasma Inquisitor, and now he's all upset. He's like, I hope she watch her back when she's in my house, because the moment we step through that door, these little ghoulie gloves coming off.
Yeah.
Licking my palms, getting them ready.
Weird.
You got KP, bro. You got kill prevented, not kill
Bring
stolen.
it.
I mean, I guess we are technically going in on his turf at this point, so we'll see what happened. Despite the pivotal, harrowing adventure before you guys, what occurred last time we played? Can you remember?
Yes, it was I would say the lighter of our episodes that we've had. We were coming back from our camp out, going towards Ravensgrove, right? The Ravensgrove Cemetery.
Correct.
After the events that took place there, we ended up making our way back to get some supplies. I believe Eli and Rye both needed to get materials, as well as Torvin, before we entered the establishment.
Yeah. And Oz and Eli went to check on Kendra. We found out that she is going to sell the estate, which is news, and that she's going to be a teacher at the University of Lebenstedt, or whatever the heck it's called. And we offered to kind of assist her on her travels there, since we're headed there afterwards anyway to get our money and deliver some books that we're totally not supposed to open, and we have totally not opened. And that's when she gave us the ribbon, which Oz was like, it's not going to work on me. So he gave it to Temerity.
Right.
And then Rye was checking on Temerity. And then Rye, Temerity, and Torvin had a conversation as well. And then Eli and Oz joined them later.
What else happened?
Split up.
There was a split for sure.
Then there's a split up.
We did split.
Half of us went to Garovin's, and then I think it was just Eli went to Jorfa's.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah,
What happened-
stealth mission.
What happened with Jorfa? How did that go?
Went a little bit better than before. She didn't immediately seem standoffish. Feel like I kind of quelled her anxiety a little bit, because she thinks that Torvin may now also be a deserter, so she's not so on edge. And she made me like pick up a giant slab hammer thing that like 8 foot long and give it a swing, which I managed to do, but decided it probably wasn't the best to try to carry along as a weapon.
Sure.
And then Eli did his best to, haggle her out of some items that might help them on their adventure into Harrowstone. And in return, she was just like, just get the F out of here, pretty much.
Yeah.
And she cut me a good deal.
She did. She did cut you a deal. What are the odds that Jorfa has heard about your ragtag group?
I mean, it's a small town, and
Sure.
they've been lighting it on fire.
We are whispers on the wind. No one even knows we're in town yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
we're that good.
We're just staying under the flying under the radar. No big deal.
Okay. Sure. So I'm curious. I ask here, specifically to Cobalt. Cobalt, do you remember anything about the sword that she gave you?
Yep, it was a long sword, I believe,
Mhm.
with a symbol of Pharasma on the. Can't remember where exactly it was, but there was a symbol of Pharasma on it, and it had a glow to it. And when you swung it, it kind of left almost like a trail kind of behind it, like a glowy kind of hypnotizing looking trail.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be able to cut through like apparitions or ghosts or spirits or some incorporeal form of the undead.
Now, I am curious. With that description, with the things that she has told you, how do you think she came across this weapon?
I mean, there is a church, and I don't think it'd be that uncommon for a blacksmith to have things that kill the undead when there was just an attack before. There's a church, and I mean the whole like land was ruled by the tyrant for a long 1,000 years or something like that. And so I mean I feel like they would just probably have things like that just in case shit hit the fan. Or I don't know. That'd be just what I would guess, I suppose.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else have any ideas, thoughts about that?
About what exactly?
About this sword, how Jorfa might have acquired this this rather unique blade.
I don't think she made it, but
fair.
Yeah.
I think she gave some allusions to being in conflict with someone from Pharasma, or at least the group, an adventuring group prior. And if memory serves right, she went toe to toe with those people, and some of the weapons that she now has, including the armor, belongs to her. So she might have killed them.
May have. Possibility. Okay.
Or she bought it off eBay. I don't know.
I don't ask questions.
Fair. Okay. All right. Sure. So Jorfa's went relatively well. She was very quick to say, GTFO. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. And you were just happy to take whatever discount you could at that point, and you bounced, which kind of ideal. Not really the best scenario as far as haggling goes, right?
Yeah. I'm not trying to hang around and debate her about who's going to the mountain when I'm not even a dwarf. So.
Right.
But I feel like he does, because he is a paladin and he does represent Torag. He does carry some weight with the dwarven people, I would think, because it's a rare thing, right? So they can't. It's not like he's just pretending,
Sure. Mm. Okay. All right. That's fair. The other party, the remaining few, you split over to Alendru. How did that go? What happened at Mr. Gorovin's?
He was a little unfriendly.
Well, we found out that Hap is like a golem that he was created. Which is interesting.
Which justified all of Rye's actions until then, I believe.
Yeah?
You don't eat undead. That's... I feel like it actually makes it worse.
You can. It's
jerky.
I believe Rye was criticized for trying to kill a dog. And I think what we proved is this isn't a dog. So...
It's many dogs.
But it's not a dog.
It's made of pieces of a dog.
Yeah.
I'm made of pieces of human.
So are hot dogs.
And they're hot
not.
dogs.
Well, you're made of pieces of children, souls. So what are you then? Are you not a human? A humanoid then? Like he's not a dog?
I'm starting to see a trend with this group where they think that parts of things are a thing. And that's not true.
Yeah. They're all, look, we saved the village. We have this villager's arm, and we have this other villager's leg.
But if you put all the pieces together, like if you reassemble a puzzle, and all the pieces fit, it's done.
Look, I just want to say, if we run into a
tell that to
necromancer,
Petros.
yeah, I was gonna say, no one can
He's
give
missing
Gorovin
stuff.
any shit for stitching things together, given the ideology that surrounds this group of putting things together in parts. He's like, yeah, he's like, they were totally cool with it. You know, I stitched together like 7 different people, and they didn't care. They thought it was one person. I was like, yeah, you know, just no big deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get Zokar and Petros, and I'm just gonna kind of sew them together.
Okay, first of all, Zokar's
we'll
dust.
weaken at Bernie's.
Maybe you can smoke Zokar.
So is it Zotros or Pekkar?
Pekkar.
Gosh. They're not. Are they like the new Benifer? Is that what we're doing here?
Honestly, they both sound like Pokemon names to me.
Yeah,
so.
sort of. That's not too far.
Professor Lorcar.
Yeah,
If they
yeah.
had used a different animal to add to the dog, then I would debate, like, is it a dog? But they used all dog parts, so I feel like it's a dog.
All dogs
That you
go to
can
Hap.
see.
It's
Yeah,
like
you
a
can-
whole
exactly.
song.
All
Yeah.
dogs go to Hap. Yeah, Hap went up the whole scene from All Dogs, right? He's
Happy
taking his
is the
clock and he's
singularity.
turning it back,
Yep.
and you know,
I wish I
yeah,
could.
he's doing the song.
I wish I could do the voice of Dom DeLuise. I'd love to be Itchy Scratch him for Hap. That'd be incredible. Love that fucking
What's
movie.
mine is yours. What's yours is mine.
All right, I'll work on the Itchy Scratch him. You got to be Charlie Barkin, okay? Can we?
I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't. That wasn't even close. That wasn't even close.
All right, well, a boy
You
can
think
dream.
anyone in channel, but like the 3 of us, maybe one other person knows if you're right or not, though?
I think they're
All
come
dogs.
on.
All
They
dogs go to
exist.
heaven. That's pretty popular. That was-
Yeah, but who in the channel would be able to go? That's not it. Like, I wouldn't know. I thought you were dead on.
As a cat lover, I was an Oliver and Company kind of person. So I'm just-
okay,
Wow.
yeah. Oliver
That
Company
explains a
had
lot.
place.
and Cats Don't
Nice.
Dance was also one of my favorites.
I
Yeah,
didn't
human
realize.
that-
either of those.
Isn't it? Was it Don Bluth or whatever? Is that the guy who did all the?
Dom
the-
DeLuise?
The Aristocats. Oh,
Yeah.
everybody wants to be a cat.
Yeah,
I love that.
The cat's the only cat.
you just
knows where
brought
it's at.
Ronald all the way back, all the way
Well,
back.
he made the one guy broke off from Disney and then started making his own movie. He
Are you
made
talking
a.
about Ib Iwerks or
No. I think his name is Don. I think his name is Don.
Yeah,
Bluth.
Don
He made
Bluth.
a.
oh yes.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
think
He,
of Arrested Development when you say Bluth, okay? So
yeah. I
Same,
actually.
I think
That's
I'm
why I
getting all
get it
messed up.
confused. Yeah, but no, his name is Don Bluth. He made Land Before Time. Land Before Time.
Oh, I
Oh.
love Land Before
Rockadoodle.
Time.
Oh,
It was like-
Rockadoodle! Oh,
Like
Oh,
all those
Rockadoodle.
animated movies
Fucking
that
love
like
Rockadoodle.
weren't Disney that we watched like in the 90s and stuff. That was
Dude,
like
Land-
all Don Bluth.
Land Before
Oh,
Time
and
fucking
80s.
destroyed my soul.
it did
Yeah.
that
Land
for
Before
everyone.
Time is amazing.
It truly is.
It did that for everyone.
I'm
We
trying.
all know
Okay,
how it
okay.
ends.
So D&D. So D&D. Back to D&D.
D&D.
What?
D&D. Torvin was
That's
actually
Ducky's
very
line.
Yeah, you're the perfect
concerned-
ducky. That makes
Hold
sense.
on, what? Torvin what? Torvin was
Was very
concerned what?
concerned for Gorovin. It wasn't just so much where was he, oh my god, was he doing something, but we've seen people attacking from the dead. And he had his dead, well, wife, Plant. So was there a problem there as well? So Torvin wanted to check that out and see if he was okay.
He seemed fine,
Oh.
right? He seemed fine for as
Yeah,
far as you guys
guys
could
were
tell,
like,
right?
Oh, this guy's fine. He's not sus anymore at all. Yeah, give us your weird charm, and we trust you. There's children here. He must be a good guy.
I mean, we're not saying he's a good guy, but it seems like if he was
He's not the instigator.
if he's not if he's not actively trying to stop us, then he's as good as it gets here.
Like, do you think he needs to leave the house to like cast a spell to raise the dead? You know,
Well,
to
like
go
my
attack
thing
people?
is my thing is like at this point, why hide it? If he's that, I mean, if he's as powerful as we assume he is, you know, it's like he's got an earth spirit and shit. Like I feel like if he
Yeah.
was up to no good,
He says
Oh,
he
he's
has an
up
earth
to no
spirit.
good.
He
Well, I
says
mean,
he has an
towards
earth spirit. We haven't seen it.
us.
We don't know where it is. Could be in the prison, being part of the trouble. We don't
It's
know.
an elemental.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm not saying this guy is good. I'm saying on the scale of good to bad, he's not the worst. He's not our focus.
If he was that, he would have already addressed us.
Yeah.
You're not
I
wrong.
feel like if he wanted to
Oh.
kill us, like he probably has had. He's a smart dude. He's powerful.
Yeah.
He
Look,
had opportunities.
everyone in this town is here because they're trying to get
But-
away from something. He's probably here because he's getting away from whatever the hell that something is for him.
I still
his
believe
nagging
he
wife
already
is
made an
just
attempt
good.
on us.
His
Like,
wife
just
is
here for
dead.
him.
He's been smoking her, unless you're
Yeah.
saying he killed her and now he's smoking her.
She
I mean,
was
in-
nagging
in-
him, man. Listen, I made out with his wife. I know a lot about her. Okay.
She's nagging him via the smoke.
Yeah, yes.
In
Next level.
counter to him having a chance to kill us already, you got to remember that one of the ghosts said that they wanted us alive to use us.
It's true.
At one point, so
yeah,
True.
that could be why we're
Yeah.
not dead, because we have some kind of value
and I believe
to them.
Our
to
bodies.
possess or-
We
Well,
are vassals.
I've got a rune,
Yeah.
a inscription on my neck already, so it is what it is.
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
What's done is done.
Are you not
We've
gonna get it?
moved
Because
on
don't
past the
you want to go and
discussion.
talk to him?
He's actually
Isn't
on his
that
way
how we
back,
gotta, like-
right? That's
Yeah, that's what I was
what
about
he
to
said. He's on his
say,
way
yeah.
back because
Yeah, I'm gonna try to ask him questions that weren't asked, and see if I can get anything out of him.
did anything else
I'm all in for
happen?
this.
Anything? Maybe anything else that may have been missed?
We found out the hemp bracelets that were on these children. They had like little rubies, and basically it works similarly to the way that the ribbons do. It kind of helps them not have to deal with the craziness of whatever is affecting magic, aka wild magic.
AKA chat.
Yes, it protects the children from chat.
From chat. Yeah, that's exactly it.
From
And then-
farm specifically.
There were some other sigils, right? That we learned about.
Was there other sigils that you learned about?
I thought so.
Anybody else remember that?
He's put them like we couldn't enter. Well, right.
yeah, he had shored up defenses
sad.
of his home, but
Yes.
that was
Yep.
because of what
Yeah.
had happened.
So that,
at the
like,
church- or the
No one else could
storehouse.
enter, like the evil, keeping like the evil out or something like that.
No one can enter
Um,
unless they're invited.
Yeah. And we found out that someone in particular in our group, right, was invited in because he's there's
Not
some
quite
kind of
alive.
spell that's keeping him alive or some shit.
He had a brush with
Or
death.
he that's what it was. Yeah.
He had a brush with death.
Yeah, I can see those like horse things in Harry Potter. You know.
Yeah.
That's why you could talk to Hap, because Hap can talk to dead people or some shit.
Well, I'm only one of 3 people Hap talked to apparently.
Yeah. Because you're one of the 3 dead people in this town, apparently.
Listen, I don't
Listen.
know where I lost my soul. I had it the last time I checked. Okay.
It was
I
in
didn't-
my other tunic.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I don't know where I lost my soul. But I don't know. Eli saw what he saw. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's outside of Rye's scope.
Sure. I think so. Everybody is aware. Rye, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? If I ever step here, but Rye has, as Ello has said, Rye is not an incredibly smart man. He's a man that is marked with wisdom, experience, like trial by fire, literally, and that's how he's garnered all of the intellect that he does have. So he's basically hitting surface information, unless something like immediately grabs his attention. So I feel like, guys, this is episode 21, and I feel like everybody's really nailed their characters. I think you guys have done an excellent job, and I still stand by what I said. I feel very blessed to have everyone here at the table. You guys are great. And if anybody thinks otherwise, they can suck it, because I'm really happy with this group.
Who would think that? My God, they don't exist.
Perfect. Did anything else occur? Anything of note?
Look, I gave Eli 20 gold. He better bring me something cool.
I'm
I thought you
excited.
said you gave me 2 gold, and I got 3 from
I
Torvin.
gave you 20
3.5,
gold.
thank you.
It was 3. It was from Torvin. Torvin gave you 3.5.
I gave you 20 gold.
I spent
Oz was like-
hundreds of gold. Okay, so like I will make you a buckler or something. Okay, like
What's
jeez.
Oz gonna do with a buckler?
Strap it to your back. I don't know. Put it on
You-
pecker. Use a pecker for a lid to protect him, like a trash can. in the bucket. I don't. You get creative with it.
If you bring me back a
I bought
lid.
some shitty armor for the kid and a sword for Rye to stab Ghost with. Okay, like
Okay.
it's for Rye at least, even though I don't know he's your spurned lover right now. So I'm not picking up on that.
I'm over it. He's not my lover anymore.
Oh man, I told you guys the Jerry Springer episode is coming, right? I'm feeling it. So,
Watch.
And a very special haunting of Harrowstone.
that's
A
right.
lot happens to Rye. when
Catch
he
me
doesn't
outside.
know
How
it.
about that?
How about that, right? I'm excited for it. Let's kick
Rip
this
the
off.
slash fic. No.
Let's kick this off, guys. You had ended the session with the telling of what Jorfa was giving to Eli at this point. She passed off a few items. Eli did stop. We assumed that you were basically hitting a general store for some quick goods. If you didn't do that, you guys can still do that. Just basically mark it out of your total gold, whatever the cost is. Like, they don't know you, they're not going to cut you any slack. So whatever the cost is, that's your cost. You just have to fulfill its order. But they've got every regular good that you will find at a general store. So if you need more rope, there you go. You need kerosene or oil, lamp oil. You need ink, vials, caltrops, that sort of thing. They've got it all.
Explosives.
They might have alchemist fire, but that gets expensive.
Rye wants to find like some sort of mine charges or some sort of dynamite. He also wants to hit up Jaminda for potions because there's no reason why she
Yeah, she said she was gonna
bring
get
them,
you guys
right?
potions.
Okay, so that's covered. Oh yeah, right. The only thing Rye would want is like some sort of it doesn't even have to be large charge like device, like large scale, just like structural charges. Like something small enough to be able to take down a wall or like a post or something like that.
Or a whole prison.
Like I'm okay with a large
Yeah, we can scale up.
C4 device, but like I'm just curious. Maybe it's here, maybe it's not.
Let's see what we have here available. I don't really think that they're gonna have like sticks of dynamite, but I have been wrong previously. Dynamite.
It's not like a mining town, right?
Or is there some sort of large hammer they may have, like a structural hammer, like a demolition hammer?
There is a hammer that you could get, but you'll have to go back to Jorfa.
Oh, okay.
That
All right. Well,
giant
let me know how the
Can we try to like cave the prison in? What are we
explosives.
doing here?
You can. I'll say that for the. Oh man, that's hard. For the sake of explosives, if you buy the ingredients, I will half its cost. They are expensive.
Like how expensive?
Okay. Relatively. What sort of you're looking for? Like a grenade?
I mean, anything. Again, anything that would do damage to the base of a wall or like a structure, like a
Something that can like blow a door
Post.
open.
yeah, something that would be common in like mining, or
You mean like my fist?
like demolition for the sake of not for the sake of destruction, but for the sake of like exploration.
I
Does
gotcha.
that make sense?
At half cost, it would cost you guys 50 gold.
At half
Bro.
cost.
Ooh.
Yeah, at half cost, it would take 50 gold to find a grenade or a functionable item. And that's half cost because Jaminda is going to make them for you. You just have to buy the goods to make it. She doesn't have the goods.
I don't
Good for
even
her.
know where I've kept up with my. Oh my god! I think I've just kind of expected gold at the end, and then I just didn't keep up with it. I don't even think I have any gold right now on me.
Okay.
So I don't even. I think any gold that maybe have we even run into any gold? Like have we made any money?
Not
No.
really, no. No,
Okay,
no,
then
it's all-
okay,
it's all-
Rice for
it's all
real.
about to get.
Yeah, you guys were like this was a big score, right? This is not a small score for you guys. This was a fair amount of money to kick off. So You could try to talk your way into it, but that thing's going to take time. Bear in mind, you can always exit the prison, if you're lucky, and find your way back to a vendor to make these later.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it now then. I mean, if it's fine. It's fine. And I'm not even going to worry about the hammer.
Okay. Yeah, there is definitely a hammer. But Eli knows all about it. He tried to use it, and it was not something that he
I'm
was...
not carrying that thing there, bro.
Correct. It's not something that he was exceptionally good at. So, if that's something that you wanted to do, you could go back to Dorfa and get that, but would not immediately recommend. It's going to be rather cumbersome. Not something that you could easily use in a very, very small hallway. Bigger rooms, sure. Hallways, not as well.
Yeah, he wouldn't even use, he wouldn't use it for combat. It would just be like drag it down there. He'd just keep it there in case.
Got it. Okay, sounds good. Then we will enter the scene as you guys are rounding out the conversation with Gorovin, and you are supposed to leave when there is a rapping at the door. Eli, you arrived to the unfurling scroll. Nobody's there, as far as you can tell. You do knock? Yeah, you do. You knock a few times. Alendru looks around.
Oh.
Are you expecting another?
It's probably Eli.
Please, allow me. He steps over, almost hovers with the way that he seems to move. He never quite shifts physically off the floor, but he doesn't seem to bob. You know, when most people move, they kind of bob a little bit, but not him. He makes it to the door, and he is as tall as the entrance is himself. I'd say that he has to duck to go through, so when he opens, there's this almost Saruman-like figure peering in the door.
Hello, is the rest of my group here? They said they'd be heading this way.
Yes, they are inside. I'm assuming that you've come for the sigil.
I don't know anything about any sigils. I know they came here to ask some questions.
He extends an invite and offers you in.
I will go inside cautiously.
Sure, I got you. He steps in, shuts the door, and turns the lock. It's a click as he steps back again, moving almost like in a hovering nature, reassigning himself back to the desk. He pushes some papers out of the way. This is not the first series of questions that I've received today, so please, ask away, and hopefully I shall fulfill whatever it is you desire.
Did you all ask him what we were wondering about?
I wonder
Right.
about a lot of things. Can you be more specific about what you're asking?
Where he was when fire happened? Oh, there's children here.
Yes.
Oh, that part. Yeah, we asked him.
I was here with the children. I am taking it personally upon myself to provide care for them in ways that their parents cannot.
Does that just mean protection from the undead then?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Then you don't know how some of the bodies from the Restlands sprung to life and came and attacked their old acquaintances. You wouldn't know anything about that.
What I know of the attacks are not of anything of my own hand. I'd felt them through my own runic work. I knew that they were entering into town. I knew not what caused them to rise from the grave.
Well, what could cause that then, if you don't know what exactly?
Another necromancer? Necromantic magic.
It's very odd. You're the only necromancer I've seen around here. I don't know, where would another necromancer even be hiding? In the prison?
Perchance. You realize that I am a
Alright,
practitioner of magic. I'm not simply just a necromancer. In fact, I am rather novice in the art.
I just tend to try and see, some magic is just it's more dark than others. So I'm just a little more concerned when it comes to reanimating the dead.
Certainly, that makes sense. I understand your concern. There is quite a lingering air with the history and reputation of necromancy. Again, it is all about the intent of the magic. Its purpose was not necessarily so bad for its origin. Necromancy was oft used for removal of threats. For healing, it is a point of origin. I'm sure I can offer a class for any who are interested in discovering more.
So what are these sigil? What's the sigil he's talking about, guys? Torvin? You guys, you all trust him then?
Torvin looks midway, like he's clenching his teeth. Yeah, sure, I trust him.
If there are more questions, I am happy to field them. I can understand where I would leave all of you uneasy. You've been in my personal quarters. You've seen my space. Some of you have taken part in a private practice of which, under different circumstances, I'm afraid I shouldn't have allowed you, though I do not feel that it was entirely harmful. He looks to your eye. You've gathered, most assuredly, an understanding and purpose as to why I've done what I've done. Even if it makes you, and he looks to all of you, uneasy.
Look, as long as you're not making me do whatever you're doing, and it's not hurting no one, I don't care.
I force no magic upon another, unless it means the survival of those that cannot care for themselves.
So then I just had one more question. Where is this elemental you keep talking of? Is it in a cave? Is it deep underground?
You walk and tread where he lie.
So it's a different
So
place.
in the Ashfeld.
In the earth, rests quite far beneath our feet.
Oh.
Then you don't communicate with it in person, you communicate with it over a distance.
I speak directly through its shard. We maintain a form of communion. We come to an agreement. It is rather tricky.
And so then what is this being's stance then on the things that are going on? All of the strange things happening with the raising of the dead and this unnatural broken balance here.
I wish to posit a question to answer yours.
Of course. I'll answer anything I can to the best of my ability.
How do you feel when you tread over a colony of ants? Do you take personal remorse? Do you count the bodies of the crumpled creatures beneath your feet?
I mean, I don't intentionally go out seeking to stomp anthills, but I don't suppose if I were to accidentally step on one, I would think much of it.
Oops.
Nay, but I would know that I did. And that's what we ask. Does it know?
I believe that it is aware. But from my understanding, and this is a guess, it wishes not to interfere with whatever they would call us. Smaller creatures.
Well, as
Lesser.
its servant, doesn't it have a vested interest in taking your side or assisting you?
Oh,
in your survival?
I am no servant. I am...
An
Some might
assistant?
say
semantics.
Mild infatuation. I'm a fan in the service of, and I can be disposed of quickly.
And the children, then, are they fans that can be disposed of as well?
No, unfortunately, they are those that have been touched by magic and do not have control of it. You've seen what magic can do in this town. Imagine someone pointing to, particularly an 8-year-old, having access to magic, just trying to burn some bread, and then scorching the earth around them, burning their home, their family.
Well, all right. I've seen no evidence of any malign intent, so I'm satisfied then if the rest of my group has had their questions answered. But what is this sigil exactly that you spoke of when I first got here?
A line of protection that I fear we'll need.
It is that. It is a singular stroke of protection from malign spirits. Something that will only protect you once, not twice. The sigil will ashen on your neck, burn away, leave a small mark temporarily, effectively that of a bruise, but it will keep you from death's door from a singular strike.
Well, that does sound useful for all of you.
I believe it would be useful for you as well.
I think I have enough faith to come through this without the assistance of such a thing.
Well, hopefully your faith well does not run dry.
Tell that to your eye.
I've got another one still.
Oz shrugs.
And shall I be dragging you back when you've lost that one as well, lad? Maybe
Suppose you'll have
minimize
to.
the risk you're going to go through.
Well, I'm not saying there isn't a chance that I won't make it out, but you have to have faith that you will.
Aye.
Faith in
Also,
whom,
Mama.
exactly?
Faith in
That's what I
yourself,
keep
faith
asking
in your
them all.
beliefs.
And whom do you believe in?
Well, I serve Torog.
And would Torog so foolhardily march into the realm of a denizen that outnumbers them, limitlessly so, with powers of which they are unawares, or would he accept aid and assistance from someone willingly incapable of doing so? Forgive me for sounding fortuitous.
He would accept that it is his job to protect those in need and rely on his own strength.
And wouldn't you agree that this aid would allow you to protect a bit better?
I was being polite when I
As was I.
Turned down your offer, but the more you try to push it on me, the more suspicious I become of it.
Well, please, continue with your suspicions. I frankly do not care.
Well, if you don't care, I don't see why you're getting so upset.
Because all of your allies, perpetuated allies, seem to believe that it is necessary for their own health.
And that is their decision.
Well, and he looks to the rest of you. When you drag him back, I simply will not perform any assistance. Take him to someone who actually does care.
Rye's just like been watching this all unfold, and he's just kind of like smiling and eating one of the peaches that like he had from the from the peach tree left over. He's just kind of like, all right.
All right,
Rye's,
then, well, we've got some things to take care of now while you sit here and babysit.
oh shit! Oh shit!
And am I the only one in the room that seems to feel the sense of jealousy? Would you rather sit behind a desk and help children realize their place in the world? Would you rather me go back out? I am simply more competent. I've had infinitely more years on this plane of existence than you. I've felled infinitely more lives than you. The only thing that you've managed to fell is the fresh skin off your knuckles. Because your attitude is piss poor, and I can only imagine that your fighting quality is as such.
Most emotion I've seen you display yet.
I don't care what you think of me. I care how you treat the children in my presence. I am their teacher. Mind your manners.
Well, I have manners, but my protection doesn't fall to just those children. It's to everyone in this town, and a lot of people have already died while you were sitting here, watching just the children.
And think of how many survived, because I chose to sit here and provide protection from afar. Eli,
You're doing a wonderful job.
You can lead the horse to water, but you cannot force them to drink. In this situation, you're the horse.
I love horses. Beautiful creatures.
He doesn't say anything else.
Oh.
I mean, like, if you ask questions, then please, he'll respond.
No, question. While all of that is going on, Oz is looking around the room. Is there?
Yeah, like when you try
I was waiting on that.
Are there any
waiting on that.
magical orbs or
I was waiting on that.
things around?
When he
Sorry, I'm
sees,
trying to
just
channel
slink
my
away.
character.
when he sees your head on the swivel, because he's maintained this particular point so he could watch you and monitor, but when he sees your head on a swivel and your slinkiness, he immediately turns to you and he says, "Do not think that I have forgotten your actions. There's a reason that I locked that door."
This whole group is tripping.
What have you done now, Oz?
This is like in the middle of that conversation where he's chatting it up with our friend here. He just interrupts his own conversation. I don't even get to roll.
Oh, so
Come
okay,
on,
so
man.
this guy's hella old, right? He's hella old. Imagine his experiences
Yeah,
with
he's
goblins.
hella old, so maybe he's got like, poor eyesight.
This man felt multiple skeletons walking from the restlands.
He floats when he walks.
You think he doesn't perceive things? He doesn't know exactly who took it, but he knows that someone did. And if you're gonna be like Pink Panther your way around his shop,
Look, I'm at least a little bit better than Pink Panther. Come on.
This guy's like 8 steps from lichdom, okay?
Alright.
Like,
I mean, if this is your
He's
right,
got
like
the
this
kids.
is your chance. If you can defend yourself, you can justify your actions. He's not a character that isn't without argument and sound reason. You paid your price.
Can't make Faith sound not crazy, man.
You paid your price, right? Like, one of you stole it from him, so he locked the hall. He just said that.
I think Oz just kind of like swiftly pretends that he was, slinking back to check on his pecker.
Rye's gonna stand up and kind of look around the room, as things have been transferred. Things are starting to get a little tense here. And he just kind of gives Go Raven a nod, says, "Thanks for the help," and just like heads for the door. He's not in any rush. He's just waiting for you whenever you guys are done.
I'm
right
think I'll
behind him.
come
I'm
get
done
some
talking.
air, actually, yes.
Yeah, time for some air, yeah.
Okay. He stands, opens the door, and allows each of you to leave. There is not a swift and stern slam. It is just a gentle slam, and it appears as a solid piece yet again. There's the outline of a door, but not as you can tell. It looks like almost as if it was drawn on.
Eli, are you out there with me?
Yeah, I left as soon as I got a chance. I'm just done talking.
Rye looks over at Eli. Listen, I don't trust necromancers either, but he's been good to us so far. If he wanted to do evil, I think you already done it. It's not a good time to make more enemies.
Oh, no, I wasn't accusing him of anything once my questions were asked. It was only when he tried to push his magic on me and I refused that I felt I needed to make the comments that I did.
Well, in some cultures, when someone offers you something and then you decline it, well, it's kind of rude.
Well, if it had been food, perhaps I would have tried that, but a magical sigil on my body that I know nothing about, I'm a little more wary. Plus, if something does go wrong with the 4 of yours, then I'll be the one to pick it up.
Laugh and
It won't be very funny if something goes wrong while we're down there.
I'm actually more in line with Eli on this one. Makes me
Oz just
uncomfortable.
gulps.
Makes me uncomfortable having this on my neck. And Rye reaches back and kind of does he feel anything? He just feels back there.
Think of how upset we were when we found out the professor had put a mark on all of our feet. And we all knew him. He was a close friend of all of ours, but some person we met for a few days. I don't want them putting any of their magic on me. You guys can do how you want, but I'm going to trust in my own abilities to aid the group and to try to come out alive.
You feel like the ash on the rear side of your neck, just at nape. It doesn't, like, if you rub it off, you can, but you'll undo the mark in its protection.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I speak back to Eli. I guess the difference there was we consented to this one.
Aye. It won't be the first time nor last I'll take a boon before fighting.
Look, I respect your decision, and all I was asking is that mine was respected as well. And it didn't seem like he was capable of that, and I just found it rather suspicious how upset it made him and how much he was pushing it on me. He has some sort of desire to help us, but not the people of the town, only the children. Why just us? I don't know. Just certain things don't add up. Maybe I'm wrong, but if I'm not, then this could be the right decision.
Being suspicious of magic is like being suspicious of oxygen.
Surprised when he put that on you, your neck didn't explode or something, honestly.
Well, he did go first.
I guess if
It's one of the first times I've laughed while I've been here, I think.
What's happening with
Oh, go ahead.
What's happening with Temerity and Tripp right now? I've been a little silent during this, and I'm curious to know what's going through their minds.
Oh, I'm just watching. Like, I'm all but literally sipping tea in like the game.
Okay.
Right? Because I feel like I'm learning more listening to this tennis match than I would by participating in it directly, at least for now.
Okay.
I'm just kind of, but I'm definitely like tennis matching it. Like, and not being subtle either.
Sure. I got you.
Yeah, Tripp is also still waiting still waiting in the cart. He wasn't really in a mindset to really walk around with anybody, so he's still been there.
Oh, that's right. So, okay, so Tripp's just been sitting in the cart. It's probably been, I don't know, every bit of 20 to 30 minutes. What's going through Tripp's mind right now? What's actually happening here?
I mean, still contemplating the ambiguity of his existence. Yeah, sure, he found out, he's innocent, but he doesn't know anything else about himself. He doesn't even know his actual name. So, I mean, it's that evaluation of, like, literally, like, what am I or who am I? No, he still doesn't know who he is, and even with the records that were found, no one else apparently in their time of going around has brought up a name that might have resonated, or anything. He doesn't know how long he's been dead. So, I mean, yeah, it's like that sinking feeling of, like, just he doesn't know what to do.
Okay. All right. So, having these sensations, having this doubt, this moral quandary, I will say, you are stuck at a bit of a crossroads here. You're trying to determine exactly how you've fallen into this, what the foray of the future looks like for you. Not even knowing your name, but realizing that you aren't a hardened criminal. You're not a street tough. You never fenced items. You are unfortunately pinned as a money launderer, someone who, or even had held up someone. Whatever the situation is, you just know that you are innocent of the crimes that you were named for, and that everyone at the prison knew about it except the warden. Now, you never saw the warden. You don't know why. You were also put in the lowest part of the dungeon for the especially hardened criminals. You never got visitors. There were no letters. You didn't know if there was actually an execution date. You do know that most of the guys that were down there, they had dates of execution. So, you find your situation very peculiar. And as you sit there, as you ponder these things, something happens that you haven't experienced before. You're inviting this thought. And you hear the voice. This time inside of yourself. You recognize it. It's Pevrin. You've allowed yourself open air. A chance to think. Like you're positing yourself around this. You're looking at a round table of what's happening before you and trying to figure it out. And where you stand, peering down, a figure appears across the table. It's roughly the hewn shape of a boy. Probably 10, 11 years old. The features are sort of designed in brevity. There's this almost shortness about it, but you can tell when the voice comes out. What's wrong?
Oh, it's hard to say, I guess. Well, not hard to say. It's rather simple. Turns out that I'm not guilty of any crime. At least in my past life. Found out that I'm nobody.
Is nobody so bad?
I don't know. I thought I was someone of import at some point. Being in Harrowstone, I thought I was going to be one of the five. Small part of me wanted me to be. It would have gave reason to why I was there. And now it's because someone put me there. Because they didn't get the justice that they deserved.
So then, you're just gonna roll over and take this? You're important. More important than you know.
I don't even have a name.
Who's to say that you would even liked it? I don't like my name. I didn't have a choice. I wanted a strong name. And I'm fast as I can run. What if your name was like Puddle? Or Cock? That would be terrible.
It could be. But
Tripp's not so bad.
it's not. But I know now that it's not me. And names aside, I at the very least wanted to know who I was.
Well, you're not like me. You were going to live long. You could still find yours. Wherever you're from, I don't mind you traveling with me. You stop the others from getting in. It's no problem. But I'm sure the others won't mind. You keep me safe. You can use my body. It's fit. I'm fast. And with your mind, you're very quick with your hands. And it's not something I've ever been good at. I'm a bit of a klutz.
I can't take your life or share it, unfortunately.
But if you leave my life, then someone else will take it. I remember what my mom said before she went crazy. I was little, but I remember it. She said it. I was like a light in the darkness, and that many would find me. And I didn't know what that meant. Well, not until now. And if I'm being honest, it's not so bad with you, but the others, they seem real bad.
Fortunately, you are correct, Master Peverin, but at a certain point I'm gonna have to move on. I can't stay here with you. I don't even know if I'm causing adverse effects to you. I could be stunting your growth even as we speak.
No, I don't think so. I can still feel the pain.
I can too.
What's it like, not feeling pain? You just wake up and everything's fine. No aches, no stomach hungries.
No, it's unfortunately not as simple as that. You ever sat on your foot for too long and then tried to stand up?
And you fall. Yeah, it happened to me once.
Yes, that numbing feeling is kind of what I feel all the time, but with needles poking me all around. So while there's no physical pain, I've slowly been feeling it come up.
Well,
Recently, so with the small child that we encountered, which I never apologize for putting you through. I'm sorry, you should never have been through that.
it's okay. He's not a very nice kid anyway. He's mean.
Even so, it's not something he deserved. It's not something that you deserve to be put through.
I don't know. He's really not a good kid. He pissed in the neighbor's cat's face a bunch of times. I caught him. That's why everyone in town calls him Little Dilly.
See, well, before my time is up, then we can haunt him. Give him a good scare.
I don't know how to do that. I'm not very good at scaring people.
It's not hard. It's just staying in dark corners and kind of waiting for the other person to turn away from you.
Look, Tripp, I don't know how all this works. I was never told. There's not like instructions. You know, Mom never left behind anything to help me with this. But for what it's worth, if I can do this and you can stay here, there's got to be something that says that you can find your own body, even if it's not the one you were born with. There's probably people out there that maybe don't have a soul. Maybe their body's just stuck there. And I don't, like I said, I don't know how it works, but don't count it out yet. It's still too early to tell, right? As Dad would say, it's too early, Beverin. You gotta leave the wolf balls on longer. You're just the wolf balls, you ain't finished yet.
Maybe, but even then, I feel like I'm breaking a lot of rules, living past my expiration date. even if
Rules
my
are
timing is-
boring.
They keep order.
For
Breaking
who?
them.
Do you think the order was fair to you? You died. Unfairly. You think you know how I feel? Well, I know how you feel. I feel it too.
There needs to be an order to things.
Yeah. Now I get it. I get it. One day when you decide to stop being sorry for yourself, and you can stop being a pushover and showing Eli that he's right. Or you can stand up and use what little strength I have. I don't know, move around with Miss Temerity or Mr. Rye. They're bound to get in trouble. They do it all the time. If I do a buy, I have no doubt.
I won't make you any promises, but if an opportunity presents itself that's within reason, I'll think about it. And that's before I know you're safe, that I can make that decision.
Well, at least you're considering it. I suppose it's better than not. I'll just keep waiting though, because I'm still easy to panic, and I don't really want to go into prison. I don't feel safe, and I don't have any skills to keep me alive in there, unless the ghosts are really looking for a story to go into the paper. I'm quite good at writing.
That can lead somewhere.
Well, thank you for trying to console my fears, but I don't believe it. You should find the others, though. You shouldn't be sitting here. You're moping. You're making me look sad.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Good. Now go. And the image drops from the table. You're left by yourself there, peering down at all the information that you have. Maybe a new sense of perspective. Does anything change for you?
Yeah, he blinks a couple of times and just kind of looks around.
Empty cart. All alone. The horses have been tied to the peach tree.
Well, if we're gonna go into Harrowstone and try and be heroes, then I suppose we better be well equipped. And then he sits up and pushes the cart door open, and he's gonna make his way to the group. Yeah, he'll try to find the group.
It's at this point that just in the distance, coming from what looks to be the center of town, marches the rest of your allies, or those that are immediately caring for you. They're moving their way back to you. Do you wait for them to arrive? Do you march up? They seem to be rather mentally preoccupied. There's not really much conversation going on.
Yeah, he would walk. Tripp would walk up to him to meet them.
Okay. Does your demeanor change at all? Are you still down?
Not as much. I mean, having that talk with Pevrin, giving Tripp the okay to kind of, fight alongside the group and, I guess be more willing to kind of get his own justice, kind of lifted his spirits a bit.
Cool. I think the others will notice that at this point. Pevrin arrives. There's a little more pep in his step, but he's not like boisterous and bountiful child. You also know that Tripp is generally not that way either. However, he's no longer looking down. He's no longer got this sulk in his shoulders. He's alert.
Pevrin, Tripp, Trevrin, come here. I've got something for you.
It's me, Tripp.
All right, Trevor.
Yes, Master Eli. How can I help you?
I got something for you at the Smith's, and he'll pull out the chainmail, I believe, with kind of like a couple of the chains where it's like off and a couple little spots, and he'll present it. Be like, I think this is about your size. It should help. It's light. It should help give you at least a little bit more protection from physical harm.
Oh, thank you.
Is that good?
Yes, I actually wasn't expecting this. I was actually going to go get some leathers, but no, this works too.
If you can keep a cloak over it, it'll be quiet.
Yes.
Rye, I also got something. I'm not sure if you want to use it or not, or anyone in the group, but and he'll pull out the sword. He'll have sheathed it, either wrapped it in cloth, or if it came with a sheath, it'll be sheathed. And he'll hold it out and he'll be like, "This is all I could get. There weren't many magical items or anything of the sort. I really had to haggle. I think she just wanted to get rid of me mostly. But and he'll slowly pull it out. She said it would cut through some of the apparitions, and it's got the marking of Pharasma on it, so I'd rather not use it. If any one of you think you can make use of it, I've got other things I think might be useful against them."
There's a slight flourish when he moves the blade, and it almost leaves this like image like tracer as it kind of moves through the air. It fades almost immediately, but you all notice this. Misty, you particularly notice when he says Pharasma, your attention is drawn to it. Can I get a knowledge from you here? A knowledge religion. I'm going to give you a circumstantial bonus. It's a prominent piece of history here. I'm going to give you a +4 bonus.
For a
deep
second there.
point where I can do it. Knowledge, religion, bam.
I recognize like the kind of like magic or anything with Arcana.
I mean, yeah, with the knowledge arcana check, yeah, you can actually determine that, or you can at least attempt to. Temerity, are you happy with the 12? Well, technically it'd be a 16 because of that. Did you want to try to roll for higher because you technically rolled a 7?
I crit with the 26.
Well, there goes. That's where my roll is. Look, is it sad that I'm calculating time versus one luck reroll? I'm gonna. You know what? I have faith in chat that they're gonna come through with more luck rerolls.
Why do a roll of knowledge dungeoneering?
Oh, that's huge.
Dang,
actually.
24.
That changes everything. This changes a potential no to a definite yes. DC 20 to recognize it. DC 25 to know exactly what it is. This sword. This sword is a historical piece to Pharasmans, particularly. There were only 20 of these made, and they were given to raid leaders. 18 of them were collected after they left the order. 2 of them were never found again because the raid had been destroyed. They'd been beaten, killed. Some of the goods had been picked from them, grave robbed. And
Yeah, it cost me a lot of gold, but I still think she cut me a deal on this.
Here, I thought you were just going to offer us faith.
Well, you know, a little bit of help, trustworthy help,
Oz will
is
kind of
welcomed.
run up to the sword and relay what information he knows about it.
So there's only 2 left. You're saying
2 left to be rediscovered. This, you are certain, is one of them.
so this is one of 2.
Yeah, they're technically even named, but of that information, it would be a bigger historical depth for you.
Is there so there's no marking on them? It's not like a limited edition 1 of 25 where they have it like marked like
No,
1 of
no,
like 25.
No certificate of authenticity. It's just a style of blade. There were 20 raiding parties of Pharasmans that had descended into basically it was called a Gulch of Undeath, and they were fighting an upstart of what was supposed to be like a lich leader.
Yeah, wow, I can't believe how rare that sounds. You know what? I'll tell you what. If any of you use it and you end up liking it after this, if we make it out alive, I'll let it go for, I don't know, like 500 gold maybe.
What you have in your possession, I would, if you would like to sell that to me for 500 gold, I'll give it to you right now.
Can you use it? That's what matters most.
It's a medium long sword. As an Inquisitor, that should be in your wheelhouse of weapons that you can use. Maybe not your most proficient weapon because you have preference, but you should be able to use it.
Also, hold on now. I gave you about 20 gold. What'd you get for me?
That is a relic
you've
of
got
Pharasma.
You've got a small investment in the sword. I'll pay you back with interest, Oz. Don't worry.
I'll make
All
sure
right,
you
then.
get. You can
That's how bartering works, right? I've been at a merchant shop my whole life.
Raya's eyeing Eli right now. Like,
Hey, my god's all about merchants and trading and creating things, so I'm a haggler. Let's go.
Oz, I'll let you play with it.
You're telling
for
me
a
it's
while.
priceless? I'll let it go for double what I paid. No problem.
So do we
No.
have a deal?
Sure, if we live. Sounds good to me.
Oz, you are certain that this is definitely a magical blade. If not visibly, then immediately by going through this and recognizing the patterning. It's enchantment based. It is a +2 longsword that has ghost touch.
Hell yeah. Yeah, if it had the marking of Torag, maybe I would be as interested as you are. I can see why you might want it.
Oz will relay what information he knows.
So it's a +2 longsword with what?
With Ghost
Again?
Touch.
Ghost touch.
Ghost touch.
I mean, and if it saves any of our lives, it'll be worth what I paid for it. So.
So who has the sword right now? Is Oz holding it, or are you still holding
it out?
I'll take it, but look at Oz. Can Oz use that? Is this something Oz could use?
No.
Okay.
I don't think
we'd want Oz to use that.
No,
honestly, we want somebody that's gonna swack with it.
Agreed.
Oz was just looking at it and nerd being a nerd.
I would not like yoink it. Like I'd probably like take it and kind of hold it so Oz could keep looking at it. And do you want anything like an IOU or
Oh, we can worry about that afterwards. Who knows? You might die and then I'll pick it off your corpse. That's just a joke. I'm just kidding. Just trying to lighten the mood.
I'll chuckle.
Ha, it's so funny. He actually will. We all will.
Torvin. Come on, we've never done that before.
I'll stick it after I give. If Oz wants to look, I'll make sure. I'll see if Oz wants to take a closer look at it. But
I was hoping that Rye could use it because I figured as an Inquisitor you'd have a pretty extensive arsenal on how to deal with the undead.
I do.
I haven't seen Rye do anything but fist and grapple things so far.
Well, is Oz kind of done looking at it, or is okay?
As soon as I've gathered all the information I can and relayed it to you all.
Okay. I wouldn't want to be like mine, right? Like I'm not greedy about it. I would just kind of take it and as like put it into my belt because I don't have a scabbard or anything, and be like, I'm pretty sure Rye has different weapons.
Yeah, I don't know. I just hope it can help. I won't use the damn thing. I'm a little bit at odds with the Lady of Death right now.
Understandable. Well, I'm trying not to. I'm trying to poker face
take
this.
my eye.
She did. Maybe when this is all said and done, we can see what we can do about that.
Aye, this moment's all come together, all together. Look, that sword is yours and you knew it. It's just the moment.
It's not mine. I'm just a deliverer.
Aye.
So, have at it.
Tripp is fast.
So I can't kill it with my
quiet there,
hammer.
Rye.
What's Torvin?
It is awfully quiet there, Rye.
Rye is starting to
we wouldn't want Rye to trip and fall on it on accident either.
I can use a sword. Just prefer not to. He is looking in the direction of the prison, though, and he is starting to contemplate how useful he is going to be in there.
Sure.
You know.
I figured
but
this would make you a little more comfortable.
Well, hold on a second. So, but Imperial is going to use the sword, right?
I mean, if for now, if you mention that you could use it and you don't have any weapons, it's a discussion we can have.
We do have bolts that Temerity can use right now that I think might be effective somewhat, and we have siphons.
Shitload of weapons. Like, so if you're looking at me, I have I have a crossbow, I have a shield, a morning star, and a dagger. I'm carrying heavy, and now a longsword.
And you've got like spells and stuff that I'm assuming will help you.
I got that fireball in my back pocket.
Yeah. So, whatever's gonna be the best for the group survival.
Yeah, just throwing this out there, but I'm just for the sake of simplicity, I'm just gonna take dragon style. By the way, Bob.
Sounds good.
What happens when I use that sword, like mechanically, Bub?
So when you use the sword, your dice pool is basically going to be this: you roll a d20 plus your base attack bonus, which right now is 3, plus your strength modifier, which I'm guessing is also 3.
4.
So 4 plus 2 because the weapon is a +2 weapon.
You're gonna smack with that thing, bro.
It's just so weird.
I know it's like completely out of your archetype, but
It does a
Right.
D8 plus 2. If you use both hands for this weapon, it's 1.5 times strength. If you use a shield, it's just 1 time strength.
he ain't
Modifier.
using the
Modifier.
shield. He is the shield.
Rye looks down at his fists. They're all scarred and shit and burnt up and fucked. He looks over at Temerity. I might be useless in there without that. I've used a sword here and there. I can hold my own with it, if you don't mind me keeping it company.
You'll give it back though, right? She said she's already pulling it out to hand it to. If he can use it, she'll totally give it to him, but with conditions. Because I'm trying to think about it, right? Like this is basically a priceless relic of Pharasma. However, we're about to die, so who gives a shit what we have if we don't come out with stuff? So unless she's gonna like turn tail and run back to the temple with it and hand it over to someone.
Yes,
There's no
well,
point.
Torvin owns 0.5% of it. Oz owns about 9.6%, and I have the rest of the interest stake
Okay,
in the weapon
suddenly
as well.
controlling interest.
Right.
Yearly bonuses.
Rye just gives you a look and, says, it's not really my style. You
Do
can
I really have
after."
9% stake in it, or how much? Is it accurate? How much he said that Oz
Oh my God,
has
I will
stake
buy
in it?
you all.
I rolled a 20.
Oh my god,
It's
this group is
around
turned
the
into a
price.
bunch of merchants. Jesus.
No,
I'm
Oz gave him
a
20 gold.
It's the paperwork.
I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I'm
But
just
dwarves!
saying we've spent about 10 minutes on
Look,
who's
that
gonna
is
get what out of
Oz's
the goal.
life
Do you
savings.
know?
That's all Oz's money.
Yeah.
Oz,
it
I
is.
got
to go
you.
get drunk with dwarves and be like, I doubled up on this magical weapon, guys. Like,
How about
you
this?
suckers?
Is it
If I hear-
accurate? Are you lying about the percentage that Oz has stake
It was
in?
it was a little over 200 gold, but I got a discount. You gave me 20. The armor costs, I'm thinking at least 20, but I'm basically still giving you guys a little bit towards the weapon because I'm gonna have this paid for Pevrin's armor because I feel bad about just swapping your gold to that.
Right, I'm gonna hear the
So-
grumbling and tell. How about this?
It's about
I will-
9%, but
I
But
will.
I
Oz
don't-
is not going to grumble as long as it's accurate. Then
I
Oz
know,
will
I
just
don't
be
wanna
like,
give away
"It's
how much
not."
I paid for it.
400. Oz, I will give you 400 gold, and Eli, I will give
And Oz
you
says nothing else.
600 gold. When we're done,
did you say 400, Toz?
Rye just walks away. Rye just walks away towards the prison. Like he's
Oz's
just like-
jaw drops at 400 gold.
I'm just like he's trying to like get this sword, but like everybody, they're all talking, about like who's gonna get what cut, and Rye's just like,
Oz didn't say anything. He was just
right?
making
just-
sure that it was accurate. That's
Yeah,
all.
We can haggle later. We can haggle
can't-
later.
You will all be fairly compensated for this purchase. Worry not. Let's go.
So continue on.
Okay. And now people wonder why I don't like to throw a bunch of magical items at the party. Because, like, this shit happens even if they're not merchants at all.
I'm sharing.
Right. I'm basically
Rye
like,
doesn't
I'll
give a
just sell
fuck
my.
about a sword.
You want my
okay?
carriage? Here you go. Like, don't worry about the money. Like, what
I
is
thought you
Leia
wanted to be a
saying?
traveling merchant, Rye. What's going on, man?
Yeah, we're about to walk into a fucking death zone. Money is like the least like.
That's why I got
His
it for you,
focus-
man.
Listen, how about this? In Rye's head, if he makes it out of this, he's already rich. He has everything that
Well,
he's
yeah,
wanted.
we gotta go take these books, so we're gonna be
Like,
rich.
Yeah, we got books, but we also
I'm trying
have
to get a
merchant
cut of
and
y'all's pie.
We have Blink. You ever see the movie Blink Check?
Yes.
We have a blank check, okay, with the, I mean, it's not really a blank check, but it's like, we can do whatever we want, the merchant, like, contracts. We get whatever gold we get for this, which was some stupid amount. It's like, right, money-wise, he's not even there right now. Yeah, he wants to be a merchant. It ain't time for merchanting, okay? Merchantile.
I know,
That's why
help
Rye
it.
is like, no, you guys RP however you RP. I'm just saying how Rye is feeling right now. Rye is like hyper focused on the prison right now.
Sure.
It's the first time we've had something that I can barter with or you know. So
He enjoyed when Rye was watching you. He was enjoying it because he has been traveling with Torvin merchants this entire time. So he's like, "Yep, this seems
It checks
par for
out,
the
right?
course." Like it never quite. You know, it doesn't matter who you are. Like a dwarf is gonna dwarf. You know, like
watch this.
they're
Torvin.
gonna haggle for a price.
We'll be buying beer for the next 6 months off of this score.
So funny.
Get barrels of the finest mead.
Yeah, you definitely could. Yeah, so I believe that everybody is they're you're good, right? What did you do with the studded leather?
Studded leather?
Yeah, she gave you some
did I
studded
get
leather.
another piece of armor?
Yeah.
I thought I just got for Pevrin.
It was there was the chain and the studded leather.
Oh right. I completely forgot. I I brought out the best thing second, but I also got this. And I pull out of his bag, his Willy Wonka bag, some
Santa
studded
Eli.
leather. You know, it's not the nicest. You know, it's not brand new. It's not something you get from my shop. But if any of you think you could wear it, that this is all I was able to get. 2 pieces of armor and apparently a very rare sword.
Rye has always had to have his stuff special fit. So, like, he just assumes he won't even fit in that thing.
It probably would. Leathers are designed to not quite go up to large size, not quite go down to small size, but the straps are fitting. So if you want to wear studded leather, then by all means you can.
Yeah.
Hold up to
I'm
Rye
just
and
saying,
be
like,
like,
he.
Oz, you think you can, you know, around here, maybe just, you know, make it more comfortable so he's not just walking around like this in the dungeon.
I thought you were telling Oz to wear it.
No.
Yeah, Oz is not wearing it.
He might be able to, like, throw some stitches in it or, you know, mold it more to Rye. I don't know. You need to probably get his measurements. I don't know how. I'm not a tailor.
I know mechanically he can wear it.
Sure.
I'm saying that Rye in character will be like,
Not
like
for
he
you.
doesn't.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Well,
think it'll fit him just
Thanks,
fine.
but no thanks.
fair enough.
I like
Well,
my armor.
At least someone used the sword. I don't want you all to be trying to toss it around like a football or something when we get in combat. We need to go in with a game plan.
Well,
Or
I
some
thought you
sort
were.
of-
Thought you were a fighter, Eli. It's not good to change.
Oh, I'm
armor
prepared.
into a new.
I'm ready.
No, I'm saying it's not good to change your armor before you go into a new place. New armor feels different. Doesn't work as well. It's tight.
That's
Right
fair.
kind of
Tight.
stretches and kind of moves. He's like, this armor's seen days, man. And he just kind
Well,
of like he
new
can
armor
really-
might keep you alive, so might want to rethink that thought process.
Well,
No, I don't know. Maybe you can put it over Pecker then or something. I'm not sure. I don't know. Or maybe we can just leave it here. Whatever. It's all I could get.
appreciate it.
Hopefully it helps.
You did
No one
good.
else wear. I'm a sorcerer. You don't. I can't. I wear like cloth. So
Put
someone
the
should
armor
definitely
over
wear
the
the armor.
bucket. And
Yeah, but you're
just
talking
carry
to
it
people
around.
Someone
raised
should
by
wear the
dwarves,
armor.
So, like, that's just leather armor. That's just clothing. That's just normal.
Put it on Hap.
Studded is jewelry.
Okay.
Get it barded for Hap.
Oh no.
Oh
man.
Yeah. Leather on leather.
To put it on Pecker, but that doesn't make any sense. We're not putting it on Pecker.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Should go on Rye.
Yeah, Rye doesn't want to wear it. He doesn't want
What? Why?
Well, honestly, we're lucky that
That
he's
isn't-
contemplating using the sword.
I think but correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Rye already wearing armor?
Yeah, Rye's already wearing armor. He's wearing a gee, how he's fucking
Oh, Lamellar. Lamellar.
Lamellar, yes, Lamellar.
Oh.
He's wearing Lamellar armor.
Wearing
It's
Kevlar.
Is that
flexible.
better than studded leather?
Yeah, it functionally is it's practically it's where all of his investment is in his armor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Does anyone need armor?
I'm already in studded leather.
Okay.
I think I have armor.
Why did we
already.
get studded leather?
Yeah, I've got scale mail.
No one needs
If all else
it.
fails, you guys may end up needing it. You may be in a situation where you have to take you take a bit of damage that rends your armor. You don't really know what you're going up against.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I can bring it with us.
I
in
don't think I
case-
can wear it.
I'm wearing
a
a chain shirt
sorcerer.
now, correct? Just so I can make some notes for my character.
Yeah, chain shirt.
What else do we have? We should probably go over our inventory before we go in. I know we've handed a lot of things to
I'll
Temerity.
double check, but I don't think I can wear it because I think I can only wear cloth.
What do you mean? What does that look? We gave like everything to you.
No.
You should have siphons.
I think
You should have
Oz has
bowls.
the
I think it might be
potions.
Oz.
Yeah.
Oz?
What?
Oh,
Oz has the potions.
the equipment that you guys gathered from the tomb.
I have.
Yes.
Temerity
Yeah.
had.
I just have potions. Temerity has.
On siphons.
I don't know who has the hot siphons, but not me.
I don't know that I have.
Temerity
them
has
either.
12 arrows tipped with silver, 10 arrows with precision,
See?
5 arrows
See?
arrowhead chameleon style, and 2 arrows of sus. Something
Yeah.
with skulls.
Did you lose
I have
our
the
arrows?
I have the arrows. I didn't lose them. I just didn't put them on my sheet. I'm doing it right now.
Someone
But I
has
don't
4
have the
sun
rest of
rods.
it.
I don't know who has them, but someone has 4 sun rods.
Would you put what I have in Discord, and I will thank you with Christmas presents and swords.
Yeah, I
take
posted
the
them
sun
last
rods, I
week too,
guess.
I think.
Bub's quick question. Peverin's dexterity score was what?
His dex was, I think, an 11, or no, I think it was a +1, so 12.
Okay.
And then there's 1 scroll of protection from evil, 2 scrolls of hide from undead, and 1 detect undead. But I don't know who has those. I had the potions.
Just assume that that you guys have it. So as long as someone marks it in their inventory, it's mostly for like those situations where you have to use it right away.
And then we have 2 potions of. We have a potion of remove sickness / poison, or 2 potions of remove sickness / poison. And then we have 6 healing potions and the dark case with the scarab with the planchet.
Did anyone
Yeah,
have
I've
a
got
light
the book
crossbow?
in my bag.
Because I'll use the bolt if no one's going to use the ranged weapon. Since it'll keep me in the back and out of danger since we're going.
Arrows are not bolts.
They need to be
Correct.
They're
refashioned into
separate.
bolts. We haven't
Oh,
done
okay.
that
Arrows
yet,
don't
technically.
work with a crossbow. A crossbow.
Oh, so these
you
are
need
arrows
bolts.
then. Okay.
Yes,
They're
they are
arrows.
arrows.
Yeah, I posted it in chat.
Can I?
Oh, whoops! I posted it to my fiance.
Then can I make?
Wrong chat. He's probably like,
Well, I mean,
Why are
you
we
might
needing
need
these?
to know.
Just
Just
comes
in
home
case.
with silver-tipped arrows. He's like, "Hey, Maggie,
Hey,
I
we go
brought
ghost
these."
hunting. What's this about?
Is this our new registry?
Yeah.
Jump to the room. I'm ready.
So what would it take? I'm assuming I can't turn them in from arrows to bolts.
Honestly,
don't
you need to find a Fletcher. If
Right.
you could try, like you guys can try to do it, but you may not have
No,
much
no,
skill
I was
in
gonna
it.
ask. Can
I
I
rolled to find a Fletcher.
can I purchase a short bow then? If that's the case.
Yeah, sure,
If
sure,
we're
of course
close
you can.
enough, Okay.
I'm okay
Then-
with
I
that.
would like to point out that I do use a bow.
Oh,
well,
then never
then
mind.
we
Wild's
give them.
got-
I give them all to Wild.
Okay,
To,
all right.
to Torvin. How about that? I'm taking them off. They're all
If we're
yours.
okay with it, then I will take Temerity's dagger and Rye's dagger.
No.
Give me your knives.
You can have my dagger, even though Pepper
Neat.
thinks I'm a bitch.
I need my dagger.
Heaven does not think you're a bitch.
Yeah, I
It's like,
pasted
don't be
the
like
other
Eli.
stuff.
Go up to troublemakers. Like, shut up, Pepper, I'm saving your ass.
I mean, he saved you guys twice, but put that on.
Ooh, Eli.
If I die, I'm coming in right for you, Pevrin. I was gonna say something way worse for a second, but I derailed. So
I'm gonna
that's
say
good.
daggers ×2, and then.
Did
yeah,
you
okay.
pick up any maces by chance? Blunt things, hammers.
There were hammers, but none of them were going to be able to slay apparitions. I have my own hammer, and you have weapons as well. But it took all of my gold just to get the 3 things I did get, and it seemed like it was a deal already. So I got everything I could. I think she was just glad to be rid of me.
No way. I didn't get that at all from her.
What?
And she was glad to be rid of him.
Just get out of here. Never let me see you again.
Mostly like that, yeah.
I don't wear any armor because mage armor gives me the same benefit that like
Sure.
wearing armor would, I guess.
Mhm.
If you were to put on armor, you would suffer from spell failure.
Yeah, I get probably like 30%.
Ah,
I'd have to roll to see the percentage of
Yeah.
whether my spells succeeded or not. So armor is not good for me.
At least for right now. Eventually, like when you get high enough in level, there's just some like dope ass armor.
Oh, there's
that,
cloth armor that I can wear that has benefits for sure.
Yeah.
I think you can also, you can also use feats for it, but I don't know if it's depending on I guess your build. It's also
Yes,
might
but
not be
that's
worth it.
expensive.
Yeah.
Feats are spending feats on armor is expensive depending on your build.
Yeah.
Tank mage, best mage. They're scary. Super, super scary.
Adjuration mages, yeah.
Walking into a fight just in the middle of a room with a bunch of guys, and it's like, does a 24 hit? Nope. Did a fireball melt everyone? Yep.
Look, I'm level 3. You can't expect much out of me, all right? I don't have a freaking
Color
fireball yet.
spray.
Yeah, like what do you want from me, sir?
I'll also do that, and then I will. I don't know if I can commission torches, if I can grab torches, but I'm going to grab 2 torches, a torch for myself as well.
Well, there are 4 sun rods. Sun rods are pretty important. Remember, they don't emit heat; they emit light. They're not actually fire.
Sorry,
I will get torches just in case then, because
I've got 3 torches
we have
on
light.
me.
Heat also might be a source that we could utilize.
In my
I
head,
have
Oz is
4
now
torches
Jubilee.
on me.
Can
Sorry,
I
what?
steal one of your torches?
Yeah, you can. I mean, you don't have to steal, but you can have a torch.
I
feel
have
better
a
stealing.
light spell.
You can have a
Um,
torch. I'll remove one from me.
Cool.
You can have
Thank you.
Question: are there bats in Harrowstone? Do you think? Like, is that something that would be like a thing?
Like Louisville?
If
No.
there are, I'm gonna kill them.
That's okay.
I mean,
But-
you're going into an abandoned prison. The likelihood of finding rodents is rather high.
But bats
Blind
specifically.
rats are.
I'll say somewhere
say so.
between and most likely.
Okay, good. Because I can cast light, which component of is bat shit. So wanted to make sure. Literally bat guano.
So something
Have
that
my stuff.
just so everybody knows this right out of the gate, I don't I give everyone issue components, issue materials. So what that means is like you don't have to have spell components that
You're
are
already
material
carrying bad
goods.
shit, is what he's saying.
Right.
You don't have to have materials like that unless it's like more than 5 gold. If it's like I need diamond dust, well you better
Yeah, I was
fucking
about to
have
be like,
diamond
what
dust.
about diamond dust for wish?
Well,
Like,
but
is that
at
okay?
the same time, though, right? Like, if we were going somewhere and you were like, absolutely not, there's no bats, like, bats hate this place, then that would be a little shitty, right? So I'm trying to just make
I
sure
get it.
the realm of
Sure,
possibility.
I gotcha. You know what?
Bat
We'll say-
shitty.
Listen,
You'll
weirdo.
find
You
some
just
bad
keep
shit.
that on you.
Yeah.
You just keep
Yeah,
a little.
I just got a pocket full of bat shit.
Temerity's like,
Yeah.
yo, I've been waiting on this. Just like,
She,
scoop
dude,
it
like
up.
lays
listen.
down.
Spellcasters are like that. They can reach in there. They're like, oh
True, I
shit!
know.
Like this is a perfect time for my,
Yeah.
Bat
Yeah.
shit pouch.
New-
Guano, perfect for making light.
I know, why
Smell
is
my
that a
gums.
component for light?
You
Hold
should
on, let me get my shit.
honestly, you should look at all of the low-level spells that have material components. They're actually incredibly clever. Like low-level sleeping spells, it's a bell. Low-level floating spells, a feather. Like stuff like they do that intentionally. So it's kind of interesting, but
I like
it's
it. It gives
white
it gives
gold.
me inspiration for how I act
Yeah,
out what
exactly.
I do.
That's why
Yeah. I always like RP the elements of what I'm doing.
sure.
God, is everything bat guano? We might have just copied some of this shit.
dude.
Literally.
What they call bad guano like white gold, man. Like
You ever
yeah,
seen Ace
guano,
Ventura?
guano gets harvested.
yeah, it does.
They put that in makeup, some makeup stuff.
No, it's like I believe there's a country in South America where like their entire industry is guano. Like
Oh.
everyone works
Mhm.
harvesting guano. It's like a whole thing. Man.
Prophet
Like,
says
White
because
gold,
saltpeter comes from
Florida
guano.
tea.
Yeah, chat's coming through here, right? Like,
Have you never seen Dr. Stone, guys?
all right, I'm out.
I have, and I didn't care for it, but I know exactly what you're
Abuse.
talking about.
Sorry, my knowledge of bat shit is not quite up to par.
Hey, that's all right.
Well, that's why I'm here. To
Mine's
fill in,
from an
fill in
anime,
all-
so
Oh, I don't
Bat
watch
guano.
anime.
Oh, mine's from
I
real
need
life.
to fix it. Someone started me on anime with Akira, and it was an entire 2 hours of my
Wow.
life I'll never get back.
That's
So
that's elite.
That's how you start.
yeah,
Wait, they
that's not where you
started
start.
you
Yes.
with Akira?
I'm
So
sorry.
that's
Yeah.
where I stopped.
Pretty.
That's a
Who
mistake.
are your friends, and do they consider
Like,
themselves
have you
anime?
heard
It
of
was my
Berserk? You should start with
ex-husband.
Berserk.
So
No, how dare you, Como? Listen,
That's kind of what my character's going for. The guts, you know, kind of like the guts thing.
do you like more fantasy or like sci-fi?
both, yeah, I'm
Both?
yeah.
Man,
My-
you
my-
should probably just start with some like
What?
I don't know, like Cowboy
See, what I
Bebop.
normally
One
ask
Punch.
is what kind of movies or TV shows do you like watching? Because
yes.
that gives me an indication of what kind of anime I should send you to.
Everything. Like I just like be my Sherpas. That's all I ask.
Easy
Cowboy
enough.
Bebop. Watch Cowboy Bebop, like the
Okay.
animated
If,
one.
if you want one
You
that's
guys might be
really
right. We might never get to Harrowstone.
really
You're not
easy to get
wrong.
into, just like anyone can start it. Doesn't matter your age, your background, wherever you're from. My Hero Academia. It's super easy to get into.
Oh, it's such a sweet one. It's very much like
Dude, first episode made me
magical
cry.
students in a school, and
Oh,
it's cute.
okay.
Yeah,
So
Dude,
Cowboy
there's
Bebop
there's
and My Hero
love.
Academia.
There's battling. There's all kinds of
Superpowers.
stuff.
If
And-
we want to go really safe and really high quality, just do like a Studio Ghibli movie.
Oh
Like
hell yeah!
watch
yeah.
like
Oh yeah, those are
Princess
Princess
all,
Mononoke.
Mononoke.
Yeah.
all
like,
of them are
That
good.
Oh,
movie
yeah.
Castle, so
And, yeah.
good.
If you
Yeah.
guys
Every
want
part.
higher
I can't
quality,
believe you've
high
done
school
this.
DxD, guys, no, don't go on.
No, don't do
I
that.
did
God,
realize I
high
watched
school.
I did watch Star Blazers when it was like on UHF in the 70s. And
Wow.
didn't realize that was actually because that was just a cartoon to me. So that one I did like. So then I realized years later that I guess
Trigun.
I
They're all
Trigun's
adult
also a good one.
cartoons. It's just adult cartoons.
yeah.
Junie's favorite movie right now.
Welcome in,
is
Raiders.
Spirited
Appreciate
Away,
y'all.
And she watches
Thank you for
that
coming in.
like
Love you, Mike.
at least 5
Good
times
people.
a week. So it's always up at our house.
Does Last Unicorn count as anime?
No,
Animation,
but
but
that fucked me up.
It's
I'm
animation.
joking.
Yeah.
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 Just being silly.
We've watched
Um,
that too. Those harpy titties are all over the
Oh
place.
my god,
Yeah.
I would watch that movie on fucking repeat. God.
That was a bit of a tangent, and that's okay
Sorry.
because we had
And
we
we're
had that
ending
moment.
We had
Harpy
people
titties.
getting up and using the bathroom.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah, I had to pee. I saw that.
Strangely enough, this is
we
not the
started
first time,
a trend,
right?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
the first time Harpy Titties has come up on my no,
Someone-
that wasn't a harpy, that was a sphinx. Never mind.
oh yeah, there was
I
a
was gonna say,
Sphinx.
It is
I
the
was gonna say,
first
someone in
time
here-
titties have come up on my stream.
someone in this chat has been inspired to play D&D, and they're like, "So what got you into this?" They're like, they started talking about titties, and I just wanted to play.
Dude, harpy titties, sphinx titties. They're
Hey,
going
you know
all
what?
over.
Yeah. The
My
last game,
adventure just goes around trying to see them all.
the last
you know?
game with
It's just-
Misty, Ryu the Red actually rode a Sphinx off into the sunset by nestling between its breasts because
I believe he was holding the breasts as like handles, like to stay on.
basically, yeah, it was a whole thing. It was like there's
That's
there
a,
are
that's
more
a real
traditional
never-ending
ways.
story.
Riding
So-
off into the sunset.
Yeah, it was wild. It was a good time.
Like a luck dragon.
No.
Let's go.
No, not
No,
quite
an
like a luck
actual
dragon.
sphinx.
Like an actual Sphinx.
And my cat was just like, that was cool. What next?
Yeah. You guys would have a heyday with Bongo Cat. It would be a good
Oh
time.
my god. I have to
Oh my
bring her
God.
back for something.
Could we find Mogar in Harrowstone?
Oh, God, no.
well,
Let
if
us
he-
find Mogar. We have to
If he
save
makes
him.
us find Mogar, we can also find Valmar.
No. We're moving on before that even breaks out. So, lads and ladies, you've gone over most of your goods. You've tried to pass them out. I think everybody has. Does anybody not have the necessary goods written down? Like, I know someone's like, oh, I'll take this and I'll take that. Did you guys write it down?
Jerminda. Potions. Jerminda.
Yes, Jerminda would gather back to this location, knowing that you guys are here, and she comes bearing 6 potions, 3 of which are the same, and the others are slightly different to match. She tells you that these are cure potions. 3 of them are cure potions, cure moderates. The other 2, out of game mechanically, they're spider climb.
I'll
And
take a spider climb.
1 for invisibility.
I'll also take that.
So
And the 3 healing potions.
3 cure moderates, 2 spider climb, and 1 invisibility.
Rye wants one of the spider climb. And he wants.
I don't know if you want me to take invisibility to keep Pevern out of sight, but then again, I don't know if where we're going, invisibility is going to be a thing that's going to matter.
I would
Rye,
just take it. Anyway.
Rye looks at the potions and he just doesn't really even consult with anybody. He just grabs one of the cure and one of the spider potions, packs it away.
Okay.
All right.
Oz, you want to take one of these spider climbs?
We have other
Give
potions,
invisibility
right?
to
Yeah.
Pevern?
You guys
I'll
do
take
have
the,
some other potions, yes,
I'll take the invis.
I posted all of them in chat, in our private chat.
in the private chat.
I think having a long range caster with spider climb might be a good idea.
Oz will gladly take one.
Sure. There are 2
You
cure
should
moderates.
also take healing.
Not bad.
I will take a cure moderate as well. Or no, I'll take if we have a light. Do we have a cure light?
We have
anymore?
6 green potions of healing. I don't know how.
I'll take one of those
Okay.
because I'm assuming they're one of the lesser
It
ones.
said
and-
they were small.
Yeah, I feel like if I get punched in the face hard enough, I'll die. So I'll just use a potion to kind of compensate. for
I
that.
mean, I'm the same boat, so yeah, you can take one of those.
no problem at all. So
Potion chugging is a swift action.
I think it's
Depends. Is
standard.
it bandolier? If you have it at the quick ready, like on belt side, then sure. But if you lack the bandolier, if you do not have something to quick grab it, then it is standard action. You can move and take a potion. It's not going to occupy your action year round.
I got a potion quiver, so I get it from the back and I fucking chug it as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a problem with Rye grabbing one of the creamy white elixirs, the remove sickness poison ones?
Sorry.
The
Sorry.
bellies.
I
All
know,
yours.
I get it. And
All
then 2 of the green potions that we have. The healing ones, there's 6.
That I'm not sure. I'm assuming Oz is taking all the scrolls because I think you're the only actual like arcane caster, unless Temerity is going to use those as well.
Whoever wants them.
I would
I feel
recommend
like-
that if you are going to take them, since it's Maggie's message, Maggie, would you delete them as they're being claimed, so that it's not there, so people actually know, like, oh, this is available in the pile. I can have these things.
Sure.
So from that list, Maggie, I'm gonna grab 1 remove sickness
Hold on.
poison.
I'm
Yep,
gonna put
sure.
this as Torvin. I'm just gonna write who actually has them, and
Okay,
then I'm gonna
got it.
pin the post. How about that?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
And then I
Sure.
don't have to keep pasting these in here for you guys because I feel like that's literally what I've been doing every episode.
You're doing great. We
Maggie's doing God's
appreciate
work,
It's,
guys. Welcome in,
1d8
Raiders. Welcome in,
plus
everybody.
1, right, for
Hope
cure
you guys are
light.
enjoying
Okay,
this.
so
We're about to go into a
How
big
how many?
dungeon
You
dive. It's
wanted
gonna be
one of the
ferocious.
green ones.
Hope you're here. Hope you're happy to be here.
I can type mine out.
Yes.
What I have.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys want to just write what you have.
Yeah, that'd be probably pretty beneficial.
I would like a scroll of hide from undead, I think. So
Can you
use
cast
it?
that? Yeah, can you use it?
Oh,
you have to be able to. There is an
about-
ability called. There's a skill called use magic device.
Yes,
And that's what you have to be able to roll to be able to use that.
correct. Now, someone could use it on you, but they have to have access to that scroll.
I don't have it checked, so. But
Then
I
it's
got a
likely that
4.
it would fail, because if you fail it, the scroll just burns and the spell's not used.
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like the cure sickness potions are gone.
Correct.
3 of the lower green potions are gone. Just for intents and purposes, the
And can you guys put them in like
a bracketed order,
Yeah.
or just down like it's a shopping list.
yeah, like a shopping list instead of however you have it right now, because that's confusing AF.
So sort of like Elo has it.
More like
I
that,
could-
yeah.
I
Okay.
can clean it up even so.
Thank you.
And I'll just pin all that.
Perfect. There we go. All right. So anything that is left,
Let me-
should probably go to.
Torvin, put all those arrows on you too.
You're all mine.
Grab them all. Put them in
Okay.
infos.
Tripp was gonna take the mall that's back at the blacksmith.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
I want to stealth
I want him
smash
to say
someone.
and all the arrows. Like
He's
actually
like-
copy that message that I put.
It's
so
like
that
twice
all of them
your
are
height.
there,
Yeah, so
so you don't lose.
my
So you
swag
know
factor
exactly how many.
Yeah.
helps me.
Is that so?
Yeah, it gives me +10 of swaggetry, and that's what it's used to attack with.
You know, where can you link me to that on
Yeah,
on the internet, please?
yeah, it's right here. It's right here.
I just want to look. If you send me a picture of Exodia, I'm gonna kick you from the game.
There you go.
Like
It's in
two green
the regular
potions left.
chat. It's
Get
in
the
our group
fucking
chat.
out of here, Ronald.
And then Rye took one of the. Did you take one of the remove sickness?
Who? Maggie?
Yes, I did. I took one of them.
There's only one left, and then.
No.
No.
There was only 2. I got one, and Torvin got one.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 0 left.
Correct.
Okay. And then there's only 2 green potions left. And then.
You should probably divide those up. Who doesn't have a healing potion at this point?
I don't.
I don't.
I was gonna let everybody grab what they wanted first.
Yeah,
Since I
I
can
think.
heal.
Yeah, I don't either.
Considering the last times that we fought, Rai has either died or come close to it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll protect you.
I would recommend Oz take one
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sure.
for sure. Because I'm pretty certain Cobalt can heal himself.
I can give up one of mine if one of the frontliners needs it. Temerity, if you need it, I'll take it off my list.
I can rebuke death. And virtue is a small HP gain too, so
Well,
I
if
have
everybody
2 different skills they can do it, 2 different spells they can do it.
if everybody has healing potions that want them,
There's 1 green small healing potion left.
Yeah, it's
then
Cure
I will
Light.
take that one.
Go for it.
There we go.
Yeah, that's good. I'm fine.
I don't know if I mean I know I don't have like a bandolier, but can I like fucking rope tie my potion to my sides?
Can you rope tie your potion to yours? I mean, you can, but because of the way that you're going to be doing that, you could risk damaging or destroying it. Most of those that are designed that way are designed to protect it, like
Yeah.
also keeping it convenient. These are just glass vials, right? They could just shatter.
Yeah, but I mean it's either that or like literally in my pockets.
Yeah, I mean, it's a risk. You can do that. You can stuff it in your pocket, but it's a risk.
No, if I can get some like twine or string or something, I'll tie them to myself, but I'll keep it like a very short string,
Sure,
so that
sure,
way they're
sure.
just not just like dangling everywhere.
I got you. Makes sense.
Yeah, and it'll be one on each side as well, so they don't hit against each other.
Sounds good.
Yep.
And is everybody satisfied?
Yes.
So who's gonna use the scrolls then? Just Oz can use them?
I think it's Oz.
Oz.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's the only one.
Oh, you can cast them on other people, right?
I can.
Some of them are self-target. Some of them are other as well. So yeah.
Okay.
It depends on the spell.
Correct. Okay.
Oh my God, Oz, you took the other spider.
So quick stop to the Rustlands to drop off the professor before we go.
There's still
And-
4 sun rods.
I took
And-
those.
Who took the other green healing potion?
I took the last one.
Yeah,
Okay, that's gone.
What are sun rods?
glow sticks.
Basically,
have glow
they
sticks.
they
Basically.
they emit the light of a torch, but they're not hot, and they do not emit fire. So no burning, no hot, but all the light of a torch.
Okay, Rai, can Rai grab one of those? Just one.
Or I was gonna give you one when we got there anyway.
Oh, okay.
So
Just
Rye
because
has
I figured
one.
you'd rather not have fire next
Then
to
there's
your
only
face, right?
add that to your list. Who wants the other 3?
Well, it's not like fire, right? It's just like it sounds like
Well, instead of a torch, I figured you'd rather have one of those.
Oh, well, yeah, sure. I mean,
yeah.
my face still is burning.
You guys are extra crispy still. Right
Yeah.
now.
So then it
I'm
sounds
missing
like
hair.
Eli's going to take the other 3, unless otherwise
Yep.
noted.
Okay.
All right.
Add those
Yeah.
to yours then, Eli.
Perfect.
Yep, they're on there. I got the weight and everything.
No, I meant like in the list.
Oh, like in here. Okay. 3 Sun rods, 1 small green.
I love 2 arrows. Sus. Skulls whittled into it.
That's the notes that I had.
I love it.
It'll
My
do.
favorite. It's true. It's true. Chad is. They're some of them are talking about like, wow, they're not going to make it very far at all. But I do want to highlight that they're being smart about this. This is not something they can't talk the ghosts down, right? They can't talk the threat of the undead away. So they have to be smart about this, especially since they are going against the Harrow card. They're going against the elements of wild magic if they've been put into the game, that sort of thing, right?
Once you're in combat, it's not like if you don't have a potion and you're 15 feet away from somebody, you can't just throw them a potion. Like it's going to take a turn to move, and
I mean, you
could,
can.
but it might drop.
You can,
Correct.
but yeah.
but it's going to waste.
Try.
It's going to waste time and an action, and it's not ideal. You just want to be able to have that person have access to.
Correct.
Like,
That is
healing
correct.
if they need
If
it.
Elo does it, he'll roll a 3.
It's true. It's always good to have it's always good to be self-sufficient when you're going to be going dungeoneering or going into tight spaces and stuff. You never know when
Yeah.
you might get cut off
And-
from somebody or fall in something or whatever.
All-
You might.
All 3 cure moderates have been taken, right?
Yes, I'm pretty certain they have. I know that Rye has
I
one.
took one.
I know that Tripp has one.
I have a
don't
cure
see-
light, not moderate.
I don't see Tripp having one. I think there's one missing.
Yeah,
there's
I
one
took
more-
a cure light.
Yeah, there's one more cure moderate.
Who got the second one then? Because there was 3 of them.
I
Torvin.
got 1.
Torvin. Okay, so then there's still one of those available.
Yeah, there's one more.
If
Cure
nobody
moderate.
wants
Marty
it, I'll
doesn't
take
have
the
one yet, right?
leftovers.
I mean,
I would say just take one just in case.
Yeah.
Like,
I would take it.
Yeah,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
not me,
I'll
but
take it.
And then the last thing that we're missing then is the invisibility. There's a potion of invisibility.
That's
I took that.
Trip. Has
Okay.
Tripp took that.
Temerity
Sorry, I'm just
Temerity
going
got
down
the
my
the cure moderate wounds, the last one.
mm-mm. I'll let,
I think Temerity should get it since you can heal yourself.
I can
pretty
heal.
well, right,
I
Eli?
have 2 separate heal spells.
But if everybody else already has stuff,
yeah, if
you should
ever
just
if,
take it.
yeah, I'll take it if there's an extra. But
Then
So I've
you
got a
gotta put
weenie
it
potion.
in
so
here.
that's
It's worth
fine.
considering, right? So if something happens and you step into an area where you are cut off from your faith, your divinity, your spells will fail to work if you are relying on clerical-like spells.
Correct.
Additionally, if you use all of your uses of those supernatural abilities, potions are definitely a lifesaver in these situations.
Yeah, it's always better to use a potion than have to use a spell. You could, so.
so what is
Well- At
it?
least
Is
for
it
me.
cure moderate or is it cure light?
Cure moderate.
Okay.
Cure moderates are 2d8. In this case, it's 2d8 plus 3.
No, this is a cure moderate.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And we're giving
I
Rye
don't
the
see-
sword for now.
The only
too,
thing I
right?
don't see
Yes.
is Temerity's list on here. But otherwise, everyone else's is.
I think Temerity put everything on her character sheet.
I don't have anything else. I have
Okay, I'll just write it in my notes.
Then I have one last question regarding items. Who has the spirit siphons, and how many do you have?
We have
we used
3.
one already.
we did
Two.
use one.
I thought we had 4 originally.
Ooh, I could get a drink.
Cheers.
Did you guys have 4?
I don't have any, so I have no clue. I wasn't with them when they got those.
I
It should have
thought we
been
had
with
4
the
and then we
arrows and
used
everything,
one.
right?
It had an open slot in the case. One was missing when you guys got it.
So then we have 2 left.
Then you probably have 2 left. Yes.
Yeah.
I believe we had 3 and we
I
used.
thought there were
one.
3.
That's 3, but we
Okay.
used one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct.
Who has the 2 of them?
I can
I
have
think
them.
Temerity
yeah.
had them
Okay.
last
Sure.
we saw. I think she
2
gave one to Rye to
siphons.
pop
Spirit
when
siphons.
I
guy
did.
was
Yes, right. It popped one when we were in the barn.
talking to us.
Is it?
Okay. So 2.
Barn.
How is the siphon spelled?
It should be SYPHON.
Okay.
Yeah, too bad we don't have 5 of those.
It might be SI. I'm gonna find out exactly.
It's SI. If you're spelling it correctly. I don't know if it's got a special name because it's.
That's why I asked. I didn't know if it's spelled different.
It's not a
you
word I
siphon
use a lot.
something. It's SI.
It's not really a word I use a ton, so.
Yeah.
Haunt
I spelled it
siphon.
with
H-O-N.
SY as well on my sheet, so.
Okay, so for the external use of these, the mechanics behind it, this is a small necromantic, basically vial of magic. You use these essentially sort of like a grenade. When you are finding yourself in a situation where you have to use a haunt siphon, you toss these. So essentially, to capture a haunt's energies within a haunt siphon, you need to only twist the metal casing to open the vial in the same round that the haunt manifests as a standard action. This can be before or after the haunt has acted. You must be within the haunt's area of influence to use a haunt siphon. If you're not, the haunt won't generally pop up. When you activate a haunt siphon, it deals 3d6 points of positive damage to a single haunt. If it deals enough damage to the haunt to reduce the hit points to 0, the mist inside of the haunt siphon glows green. If it does not reduce the hit points to 0, the haunt siphon is still expended and becomes non-magical. It may take multiple haunt siphons to destroy powerful haunts. A haunt is then neutralized by a haunt siphon, takes a -5 penalty on its caster level check to manifest again after its reset time passes. Once you have captured a haunt in the haunt siphon, you can then use this as a grenade-like splash weapon. It's not going to explode, but it does an area of effect. It does 1d6 points of negative energy with a direct hit, and then everything around it will additionally take a point of negative energy damage from the splash. I'll drop that into the group. This is largely for Temerity because I don't think anybody else is going to know how to use this.
Yeah,
So-
I'll just pin this. And I'll
So
keep it up to
we
date.
can trap an entity in this thing.
Yeah, I mean, you theoretically can, but you don't really know how many hit points it's going to have.
And the haunt is destroyed after it becomes a grenade and is tossed,
Correct.
or is it re-released?
No, it's
Pokemon.
it essentially destroys it. You basically turn it into a negative energy grenade.
And when we're saying haunts,
Pokeball.
are we saying anything that? What is haunts? Is a haunt a specific undead, ghosty type creature, or
So,
haunts anything?
I can
that
tell
is
Ello.
ethereal?
I can tell Ello, but I can't really tell Rye. Rye can't know
Okay.
because Rye doesn't have any experience with it, right?
Correct.
Haunts.
I am asking out of character.
Sure.
Yeah.
Haunts are basically a combination of a ghost and a trap. It is an echo of the past that's lingered in an area that has had negative energy drumming up to create a permanent trap in an area.
Wait, you said that. Okay, you actually went over this.
It's like a ghost zone kind of.
Pretty much.
almost, Like
Gotcha.
like an aura,
Okay.
almost like in
Okay.
a room, but it's a trap kind
Correct.
of deal. So like
So
we
it's
could
like
walk
an
into a room and
event.
it'd be like spooky haunt. Everyone is feared if they fail a constitution, etc. kind of thing. Like
That
every
is
round
accurate.
or
Yes.
so it'll be like a set of rules that are not fun for us. Well, they're probably fun, right?
Yeah, they're going to be fun for me.
It'll be, so yeah, exactly. Somebody's gonna have fun.
Yeah.
We're
I
probably
just
gonna
want to
be
catch the
screaming.
moss water marauder in one of those things and just
Just
Keep 'em
shit.
not
around.
so good, are you really?
You're old pals. You hung out together and stuff. It's fine. I'm sure he'll understand. So is everybody ready then?
Restlands first.
Wrestling's first.
Professor.
Okay. Who is leading the charge? Are you walking this? Or are you deciding that you're going to remove the horses, tether them back to the carriage, and go to the Wrestlands that way? Because you have about a mile.
I would like to do
I
that
believe-
because I don't want to drag it.
I believe protocol is that we all walk side by side, slow motion, with Aerosmith in the background for the whole mile.
Any
The entire-
particular song?
We're
I'm just
wearing
saying we're at
spacesuits.
that point
Welcome to the
where,
jungle.
yeah, I'm
Guns
just
N'
saying
Roses.
Imagine Armageddon.
exactly. That was
Oh.
yeah. We're at that point. We're about to do the thing, and now we're all walking. We're ready. We're prepped, and we're. It's like Mystery Men when they get their new
We're going
outfits
down.
and they.
Telling
You
you,
know?
one of my favorite movies.
Oh, it's
I'm
so good.
embarrassed to say.
So
No,
good.
don't be embarrassed. I love Mystery Men.
I'm excited for the fact that's it's borderline
Armageddon.
Mimi moments, so you guys can disperse some of the anxiety of having to go into your own personal hells and potentially even lose your
Scared.
characters. It's the best.
Yeah. dun, dun, or like the Kill Bill. Dun, dun, dun,
Look, I can't fail now because then Gorovin's gonna just taunt me for eternity.
Taunt you for never. You'll be dead.
He will bring you
He's
back.
a
He'll bring you
necromancer.
back.
Oh,
Yeah.
he'll
He's
bring
gonna-
you back.
You know,
He's gonna
like
turn me into a smoke tree, bro.
he might just like he might just find your soul and stuff you in a dead hamster and be like, there you go, pal.
I'm cool with that.
There you go.
honestly.
You've been reincarnated forcefully.
Go bury
Perfect.
Peverin.
Can name me.
Peverin? Don't bury Peverin.
Yeah, let's go bury Peverin. Petros.
Here's where you
Let's go
stay,
bury
buddy.
Don't bury
You won't die here.
Look,
Stay in
Ron,
this
All right.
grave.
we need to
We're
bury
just gonna
you
put
right
6
now.
feet of dirt on you.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
Get in here. Don't mind the wet concrete. It's fine.
you're
It's
We're
Just
totally
keep
not
that
burying
above.
you alive.
Magical concrete. Oz will remove it when he comes back.
Good lord.
Acid spray.
Look, if I'm mad at you, I will acid spray you.
Yeah, you're mad at me?
No, I said if Oz is mad at you, he will.
Oh,
acid
just
spray
in
you.
general. Yeah. okay.
Yes, in general, if you make him mad, he's gonna acid splash you.
You left the toilet seat up.
Dang, how close have I come to being acid
I like to
splash?
imagine it like a
Wow.
hiss, like, and then just like acid just comes out of his gross teeth,
Yeah.
It's like
Does it ever
Oh.
happen when you're like,
like
defensive?
through the cracks in his like.
It's like a
gnarly teeth.
squid.
Don't like
Like you
that.
get defensive, you just squirt
Yeah.
ink, you just squirt acid. You're just like,
Oh,
Exactly.
you made me
Exactly.
ink.
yeah.
That's why this belly's so rotund. He's just like holding all that acid
Just
in,
packing that
Yeah.
acid.
saving it for later. You know, like a
Yeah.
hamster has like
acid
stuff in its
reflux.
cheeks. It's just
That's why you're always
acid.
eating
Horrified.
to get it all nice and
Yeah, gotta eat more so that you
Yeah.
just keep
I
all
like
the
it.
acid going.
I like
Dude,
it.
putting that soup on. I got
How
such
couldn't
bad
Ryan
heartburn.
fallen for you?
I don't know.
Yeah. If you would have known about
Back
the
in
acid, you
acid.
probably would have.
It's not
Yeah.
too late. We got
It's
to.
not too
I mean,
late.
I'm very good at sharing.
Oh my god.
Sandwich. Let's go.
Cash me
Dude,
outside.
Oz
How
does
about
love
that?
sandwiches.
I'll have
like
to
a
be on the
meatball
bottom.
We can finish each other's sandwiches. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh.
Who's with who in the group? We're all with each other, all right?
Well, I
We're-
mean, I
we're-
have
we're
to be
we're in
the
a communal
bread, right?
relationship.
I have to be the
because
bread.
you're rye.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, you are
Terrible.
right.
It's fucking
That's true.
terrible.
I'm gonna
You
need
can have
more
them.
wine.
Is all yours.
Oh goodness. All right, I'm taking the scene here. Otherwise,
Carriage.
it's not gonna fucking happen. So,
Thank you, Bub.
I was trying.
who is leading this funeral, this second funeral procession for Petros?
Like
Who's carrying the box?
saying
It's
words.
like in a box, right? Like the
We're
body.
not using the carriage. I've already carried this corpse with me for so long.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Oz will say
Have
words
a
if that's
carriage.
what's
Sure.
what
Okay.
you're
All right.
talking
So you are insistent on using the carriage. That's fine. There's not a qualm there. Takes just a few moments to retether the horses to the carriage, and you'll be on your way. It's just a few minutes down the road. I'm imagining that you're not pushing the horses. Is there a rush to the Restlands?
Not a rush, but we're moving.
We're moving
Don't
with
want it to be
haste.
dark
Right,
when
we're
we get there.
determined. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
We got them in like third gear, right?
Our plan was to get there
Got
like
them in third gear.
So the horses are trotting
Mid-
along.
I need a drink.
yeah.
The horses are trotting along at this point, and the lot of you, those of you that are technically outside, you're going to see this well before anybody else does. You round the bend after about 3/4 of a mile, and you can finally see the walls of the Restland and their stone, mostly now defaced and defunct point. Something's happened here. You've not been to the Restlands in some time. Before, Temerity, you saw that the walls were lined with runes. They were protection runes to keep those that were inside from going back outside. Protection from necromancy. But something has come along and ruined that magic. The walls have been more than just defaced. Something has raked many layers of stone all the way around. And where you were aware that 5 bodies had risen, you were not prepared to see that there have been at least a dozen or more emptied graves. You arrive at the Restlands.
I look over at Eli, and I just go, and you didn't want me to walk over him.
Didn't you walk over them? Anyway?
Rai shrugs.
The damage on this stonework is real. It's mortar deep.
You know what kind of beast could do that? Maybe a wolf? If I just had to guess.
Well,
Need a lot of weight.
That many.
It's not a wolf.
Can I go and check on the like some of the headstones?
Sure.
I'm specifically looking for Zokar's wife.
Sure. It will only take a few moments for you to discover the grave. Most of these that you can read just fine. In this case, you just catch an empty stone, nothing marked. Maybe it was intentional, maybe it was the ask of the woman. But there is an open plot next to it with a headstone marked for Zokar with his birth date, but not his death date. There's also a smaller plot next to it, just in case Pevrin were to pass as well.
Oh my gosh, that's like grim. Who does that?
Gotta get your real
Grim
estate.
bro.
I'm gonna go
What
test
the
it.
fudge?
I'm gonna go test it, see if it's the right size.
You have to think of the date and the time. Like kids, not all kids were lucky. They some of them never made it even to their teen years.
But I
And-
have seen people like buy plots so that their whole
Yes.
family can be
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
grim to think about it.
Sure.
It is. Yeah.
It's a mark of wealth as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So their plots
Even
have been
to
picked.
this day.
Their plots have been picked, and they're vacated. One of which seems to be recently dug out, crudely so.
Are they dug out, or were they did people dig themselves out, or did people, like, are we able to tell that?
You can tell that Peverin's and Zokar's were manually dug out by likely gravediggers. There is a design, an art to it almost. Hers, not so much so. Looks like an animal or a creature burrowed. You could tell that it's definitely large enough for a body to squeeze through, but not comfortably so.
I'm gonna kind of just just a general investigation. Just kind of look around. I don't know what I'm really looking for. I'm just gonna roll perception
I
and see what I
want to
see.
just carry the trunk to where we buried him originally, just because there's nowhere else to put the body, and hopefully we're going to stop the necromancy, and we have nowhere else to put it. So
Rai's like looking around, and when he's looking around, he looks over at Eli and the rest of the crew, and it's just kind of like, maybe we should burn it. Is there anything against cremating him?
I don't think so, right?
Now, it's really to each their own, right? There's nothing, at least as far as I can immediately recall, that Pharasmans particularly observe. The only thing that they do observe is that when a devout follower of Pharasman falls, they are buried, and they typically put, it's weird, onion coin on the eyes. They do this because it's a sacred symbol of Pharasma. She, for some reason, loves the onion.
I mean, I don't mean any disrespect or anything, but
I think the corpse
he's
has
in
been,
pieces.
I think the corpse has been dishonored enough at this point that might be the best way to honor him.
I look over at Temerity.
It's going to take a really hot fire, though, to burn bones. I don't know if you've ever had the need to do that, but most of the flesh will burn. But
I think at this point,
Yeah.
as long as it's done well and respectfully, this is our best bet.
I say we put him back where we dug him out, or where we put him in, and
If
burn it.
we do this, if They'll know we're coming. I'm not saying not to, but they'll know.
We should just probably drop the trunk in the grave then and cover it and say maybe a few words, and if we make it out alive, we can come back and pay respects, or I don't know. I just want the professor to be able to rest in peace.
Aye.
He's resting in pieces right now.
Oh, jeez.
Too soon.
If you want to give your
Right.
your last moments before we head over to the prison, might as well do it now. Might not get another chance. Tripp kind of just takes a step back just to let them kind of do the thing, and he just kind of walks the nearby grave, just kind of looking at the names.
Sure.
Yeah, I know the proper burial rites for a corpse. We did that. I'm just not sure what they are once they're reanimated and you've gathered their remains. So,
I mean, I would know this, right? Like, the burning is acceptable in this case, right? Yeah,
yes.
if we can. I don't disagree, Torvin, that it brings attention to us, but I feel as if we're bringing
know we're
attention to
coming.
us right now, right? And
they're
they've
expecting us.
tried to light us. They've tried to trap us in a building and kill us and mark us and visit us. So I feel as if the risk, I feel as if giving Petros a final rest is more important here.
Well, then we make it a stand. We make it a... If they're gonna know, let's make them know. Let's make it about us, about him.
Well,
Okay.
in that case, let's burn the whole goddamn graveyard. And Rye looks deadly serious when he says this. Like, he looks at the whole crew.
Strategically, that may not be a bad idea, but I don't think we have the time to go digging up all the
Gonna
graves,
say, yeah,
piling the bodies up, and
Logistically, it's unreasonable. However, depending on outcomes, that may be something to revisit on the way back.
I mean, we could just
If
scorch earth it.
these-
We don't got to dig anything out.
I mean, how far below the ground are they buried, right, in this day and age?
Well,
are we
I
talking
mean,
6 feeters? Or are we talking...
Generally,
we're
not that
we're
far.
talking about sending a message, not necessarily destroying the,
Oh, okay,
the
got it.
undead.
Because I was like...
I'm just
Is
saying if
there
we're
burn?
if we're gonna, I mean, to Torvin's point, if we're gonna send a message, then fuck it, set a big ass fire.
I don't think it's our place to meddle with the corpses of the ancestors of the people in the town either.
Yeah, we're
That's
too
the
late for
decisions
that.
for the families. We don't have time for that. I think we deal with what we have here with the professor. Leave his remains or burn them, but we need to make a decision so we can get to Harrowstone, so we can make sure that this doesn't happen again. They can probably have the runes put back in place once we've gone in there and hopefully cleared it out.
Rye looks down at his leg where he burnt himself just, several days ago with the first funeral.
Sure.
And looks up at everybody else. Well, if you need help with that, let me know. Otherwise, I've already mourned the man. I'll wait for you guys on the road.
It shouldn't take much effort to just pile some dirt over the chest. It's not the most elegant resting place, but then again, like I said, his body was just torn apart, so...
Rice sort of just like walks away. He doesn't want to do a second funeral.
Sure.
I'll drop the chest in the professor's hole. If I look down in it, looks just normalish.
I mean, it's
Are there... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
it's again, it's been like hand dug, and the chest won't fit in this capacity. It's just slightly too large.
I'll look for a shovel.
It's not hard to find one. You'll find one up against a mausoleum.
I'll start digging if anybody wants to jump
Are
in
there
and help.
any like plants, like flowers or anything around?
This area is a little bereft of things like that. You do know that there are some plants exterior to the wall, but I mean nothing really looks like burial flowers, anything like that. Maybe some wildflowers just outside.
Oz will pick a bundle of wildflowers and make them look as pretty as possible.
Sure. When you
And then he'll return.
looking for the wildflowers exterior, you stumble across a small patch of these very, very short violet flowers. They're very vivid but small. The problem isn't so much the flowers themselves, but what is accompanied by this bed of flowers. You discover the gravedigger, the one that had encountered all of you earlier, who asked of you to not step on the graves. He's been murdered. He's been dead for a while.
You all hear a scream.
Raiken's running
sprint
over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep digging.
Figured. When you make your way over, the sound comes from Oz. Oz is definitely shaken, disturbed by this. You arrive and you can see the gravedigger.
And Oz just kind of pointing. He's like, someone killed him. And Oz is kind of like looking around to see if he sees any like any signs of where or how he was murdered.
This doesn't take a lot to determine this. There are direct ligature bite marks. His throat has been torn out. He's been out here for at least 2 days. He has various other bites on the body. It's kind of a gruesome scene. The fingertips have been chewed away. You see whatever flesh is visible has been chewed upon by other various creatures in the area. This doesn't look like human bites.
Something ate him.
Not the
And I
first one.
think it might be the same creature that was clawing on those things over there.
Maybe
I've
an
heard of
ex-wife.
things like this before, like werewolves or something.
Tripp
Wow.
looks away. You can hear him go, he's all, this isn't for your eyes, Pevrin. Let's come away. And yeah, he walks back over.
Oh,
No.
Do you leave the man here?
I don't.
Nah.
No. I'd look to. Is there another shovel somewhere?
Yeah, there are a few back where Eli had discovered. Pevrin,
Oz will pick some extra flowers.
Tripp, when you turn to avert your eyes
Strip flower.
near the area where you would basically you would breach the wall. It looks like something had happened here. It's just easier to go this way as opposed to all the way back around.
Yeah.
You can actually see the spirit of the gravedigger sitting next to the wall. Not like floating, literally like back against the wall, knees
Yeah.
up to chest, his arms slumped down by his sides. And he glances over, and he looks very, very grisly.
I'm sorry, friend.
You can see he tries to move his face, but nothing comes out of the mouth of the creature. The throat has been just absolutely shredded.
Yeah.
There are bite marks on the face. The fingertips are bearing bone. His eyelids have been torn away.
You'll come into your form soon enough. It's gonna take some getting used to, but I'm sorry.
His head kind of turns back, facing directly in front of him, peering off into borderline synovial despair. You know what it's like to walk.
He kind of walks, like, as he tries to turn over, you see, I guess if no one else sees it, Pevrin putting his hand to, like, the person's face, and he turns it back to look at Tripp. Why don't we walk a bit, and you can try to gain your bearings and remember this place with me. Show me around the grounds, please.
There is a very slow but curt nod before he hoists himself up off the ground. And almost like he's trying to brush himself off, very slowly, he starts to move, swaying through the air like it's water. Takes a while to get used to that.
It would be kind of weird, but like almost off impulse, you see Tripp trying to like almost like helping an elderly like cross the street. Like he puts like his hand to his back and his hand out, and he slowly starts walking with them to help him. Can I try to do like a will save to see if I can actually manifest my wraith hands to
Sure.
like
Yeah,
help
go for
guide
it.
him? Let's see. What I've got. Don't you fuck me, all right? All right, let's see. What's
Are
my
you
saves?
telling that to the spirit?
Both.
I hope not.
Both.
Well,
Oh, close my. Where's my will save? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. 20 plus 4. There we go, 19.
Yeah, you managed to do so, and you have enough control over it. It's not one of your skills that you're particularly good at, but you have enough control over it at this point that you just sort of push it beyond the bounds of the body, and the tendrils seem to just eke out past your fingertips. And where your hand had been touching before, there's nothing, but now it's like his head rapidly turns to you because he feels that sensation, the interaction. It's very foreign to him. It's sort of like being alive, but he knows he's not alive anymore. But he recognizes that somehow you're doing this. And he just keeps moving. It's very slow nods. He steps 20 or so feet before pointing at something and making these hand motions, gestures, like signals like he's digging, right? Symbols like he's almost shearing some things down. It's not a great job, but it was his life's work. He tried to keep the Restlands what it was, and this will go on until you're called back.
Yeah. As like Tripp's talking to him, he kind of just tries to give him some instruction on, I guess, his new life. Even with your form, if you don't have a mouth, you can still talk. It's kind of like you're thinking, but out loud. And you don't actually have to worry about walking so much. It's kind of like trying to fall forward, but you're just letting your feet drag slowly. That's usually the first way I learned when I became what I am. Go on, give it a try.
He nods, and instinctively, like he still forces his feet out.
Mm-hmm.
He recognizes that it's not necessary, but he instinctively does so, and there's a response of, "It's gonna be a hard habit to break." And he abruptly turns to look at you, surprised that he managed to make noise.
Tripp just gives him a soft smile and nods.
Okay. He tries to force it again, this time moving his mouth. He looks a little defeated, before finally just nodding.
It'll take some time, friend.
Thank you. And he looks again. Then he willingly walks into the Restlands. Seems to be pacing various headstones. He's not paying any mind to the living, to those that are performing a burial action. Where did you guys stick the gravedigger? Are you putting him in a mausoleum? Are you burying him?
I would.
Let's put him in Zokar's grave. There's nothing left of Zokar anyway, and it's already dug there.
Is it dug?
Yeah, it's been dug.
Okay, then yeah.
Okay. What do you do with Petros? You said you wanted to continue digging that back out, right?
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
gonna put him back where we.
Sure, and you do so. This process will take about 15 or so minutes. I'm imagining that some of you may say some words for the gravedigger, or at least finish out with what is natural for Pharasma. They pretty much all followed Pharasma here. It was the god of their town, more or less. Many were invited to pray to whomever, but Pharasma's sort of a widely accepted figure. That and Sarenrae, they kind of go hand in hand a lot. And with that, nobody has anything else to say.
Find some flowers, Oz.
Oz nods and brings like He's got like 2 little bundles of strange wildflowers.
Torvin has collected a large amount of small rocks, and he rolls them over on top of the area before you put the dirt in to make sure they don't come back.
Understood.
Good spot to put the flowers. It's at least a small token. And I'll take out one of the last 3 candles I have for the professor, and I'll light the candle as well with the flowers, and just leave that burning.
Okay.
For now.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Any words at all for the gentleman here?
Oz
For-
does. Oz will say words.
Go for it. The floor is yours.
For the which one?
Whatever you like.
No, for like which person?
Yeah, which person are you talking about?
For whichever one you like.
Oh, he'll say words for both.
Okay.
He doesn't know the gravekeeper,
Sure.
so I think he'll start with that one.
Sure.
As they stand next to him, and he'll be like, "Well, I don't know this gentleman very well, but I don't know if you go somewhere after this place, besides coming back to life when you're not supposed to, at least here. But I pray that he don't."
When you say
He's
that, you see Tripp kind of just like shrug, like he like bobs his head next to you.
And then Oz says, "He's laid many others to rest, I'm assuming. So may all the words of those carry on through him." And then Oz will
Who are you
put the
praying
flowers
to,
down.
Oz?
I'm not praying to anyone in particular. As he walks
Somebody's
over
gonna
to...
hear you.
Right.
Tripp. Oh, God.
Nothing. You just said I.
Oh. Tripp looks to the left of Oz, still looking at what would be nobody, but the ghost, and he says, "You have a very lovely garden outside, and you've tended to the grounds well. You'll be missed."
Oz looks up and smiles.
Are
And
we
then walks
hearing him
over.
say that out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
saying it over the grave.
Wish we could have talked to him and maybe figured out exactly what happened, but I'm guessing it's that creature we keep seeing, that beast we keep finding parts of. Remember the nasty tail by the river?
I do. Well, not the tail, but me and Rye saw some part of some body underneath the bed, right?
There's blood.
There's blood.
No,
You
there was something else.
there what looked it was like a tail actually. It was like a wolf's
Yeah, it was like a
tail.
tail.
Yeah.
Oz will wander his way over to the professor's
Sure.
new grave.
You finish with the words for the late gravekeeper, and you make your way to Petros' grave. With a waddle, you find yourself in a very familiar position. You were here no more than a week or more.
Well, we find ourselves here again, sir. Naz just kind of like looks down and kind of tries to hold back what looks like tears welling up in his eyes. I wish whatever is causing all this would end itself, but it appears you brought us all together for a reason. Perhaps this is it. I'm sorry. Whatever's happening here did this to you. But we're gonna stop it. And Oz just kind of like nods, like reassuring himself, like, yeah, we're gonna stop it. But it looks like he's like not really certain of that, whether that's really gonna happen. And then he kind of looks around to the rest of them and he's like, "Thank you for the new friends. I don't think I'd ever meet people like this if it wasn't for you. And then Oz puts the flowers down on the grave.
Fine words, Oz.
I.
Did I ever tell you how I met the professor?
No.
He was looking for people that had come into contact with a particular creature, and during my apprenticeship, I was sent out into the hills on some sort of, menial errand, and the damnedest thing happened. There was an earthquake, and before I knew it, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them, but a boulet came out of the ground, and it damn near tore my leg off. That's where I got the scar from. That's why I'm a little slow to get up in the morning. Usually gives me a little bit of trouble then. But I saw the thing. It was a magnificent creature, and right before it took me down with it, I managed to give it a sharp smack in a particular spot on it, and it let me go and was on its way. And I mean, I ran out of there faster. Well, I say I ran, but I jumped on my horse and got out of there as fast as I could. And it's actually a good luck sign. Survive an earthquake, and also to see that creature. It's considered a good luck sign from Torag, actually. And the professor was very interested in all of the details I had to offer. We
Do
became
you
very
know
good
why
friends.
it's a good luck charm? Why
I
Torag
just-
looks down? It's because they kill you. So if you live,
Must be favored. That's when I started noticing, I don't know, I guess powers, but strange things. The more I prayed, the more I followed his teachings, the more I was able to do, and the more I felt inside of me that I was capable of. Anyway, I already gave my speech the first time we did this, and that was the formal, so I thought maybe reminiscing a little bit about the past would be more suitable.
Is he saying
Well,
this?
that's... Sorry, go ahead.
This is mostly for Tripp here. As he's saying this, Tripp, you see the man, the gravekeeper, the gravedigger. He turns, almost as if someone seems to be calling him. You kind of catch it in his eye at first. He looks around, and then he turns, and he starts walking over graves to the direction of a wall, and he passes right through the wall. You think that's very odd. Man who was so devout to his work. He struggled with the idea of walking on graves. And then you feel it yourself. There's a call. It starts from within inside of you. You feel this pull. You want to walk in the same direction. You don't know why. It feels right. And you're struggling to fight it. When your eyes follow up just past the wall, a mile away, you see the southernmost wall of Harrowstone. And the road that follows it, other spirits walk in that direction as well.
Tripp whispers to himself. We're going back. We're being called back. And he kind of just gives a nod.
Not keep our hosts waiting much longer then.
Maybe we can sneak in with them.
It might be a good idea to use that scroll on Pevrin so that the undead can't find him for a while once we get closer. We all know that's what they want.
Is it?
It's at least one thing they want. It seems the boy is very important to them.
I could say that if I wasn't within him now, I would be just like the rest of them, being drawn in back into the prison. There's so many of them going now.
All right, are we
We should
ready
keep
then?
going. We should move.
I think we've prepared as best we can.
You could see like it's really hard for him to like not look away from where he's staring.
When you turn to take a step to go back to the carriage yourself, you notice that your balance is even being shifted as something is like actually pulling on you. You start to sort of wobble a little bit, and you lose your balance, leaning ever in the direction of Harrowstone itself. The whisper on the wind, your attention is still drawn back to it as you continue to stagger in the direction of the carriage. The others can see this as well.
So this will only last 30 minutes if I cast it on him.
I don't know what this is.
Protection.
Hide from undead.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Just because he was asking about it.
Correct.
I think it would hide the boy, but maybe not change what's going on with the spirit inside of him. I don't know how that magic works. I'm not proficient.
Oh, it's wibbly wobbly magic. Who knows?
Yes, wibbly wobbly. Sounds about right.
Do I know if this would... I mean...
It disguises the
know of it?
body. It's you. Maybe you haven't practiced the magic yet before, but you did a fair amount of study, especially in things that like landed you in occult studies. Anything that you could get your hands on, and ghosts aren't widely talked about. But for some reason, you recall the professor had a very specific interest in the undead. You didn't really pay attention to it much because there were other things that grasped at your attention.
Right, keep an eye on him. I don't know if I'm fast enough to catch him if he loses control of himself.
Get
Oz
your
will
grapple hook
pull the
ready.
scroll out just to have it on hand
Sure.
in case.
I gotcha. Then everybody returns to the carriage. You do so quickly. Some of you probably even poke at the young boy, encouraging to move forward. The time is now. To Harrowstone. No more last stops. Even before you finish rising into the carriage, before the door is shut, you can see each of the spirits. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. They're moving in tandem. Some of them are feet, meters apart. But they're moving. They're being called, walking like lemmings in the direction of whatever seems to wait for them.
Maybe we should see if that sword is any good. Maybe it'll help lay those spirits to rest before Harrowstone can use them.
Oz looks at Temerity.
Does Rye have the sword right now? Or
No.
is Temerity holding
Right,
it?
right.
I gave it to
Rye
Rye.
has
Rye does have
Oh,
a sword.
okay.
Yeah.
Oz looks at Rye then.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Do you want to give one of these spirits a poke? I would assume that if they're dealt with on this plane, that they'll just rest in the next. I'm not a follower of Pharasma though. Just speculation.
Rye has the sword and he's kind of looking, he's kind of looking around. He's looking at Temerity.
Temerity, you know that these blades weren't designed to send spirits to the boneyard. These blades were designed to eradicate spirits.
Mm.
to sunder.
Not that you guys can immediately see all of them anyway. It would rely on your vision unless you had, perchance, a monocle or a
Right, I was gonna
planchette.
say I can't see
Or
them, right?
Or
planchette,
the blessing of a
nothing's-
god,
Right,
or
or something stuck in your eye.
Yes.
Yeah, let
I
me
just
spit
kind
that
of,
out real quick.
yeah, Rye just kind of looks around with the sword, like looks at Temerity. He's looking at everybody like, I'm not seeing what you're seeing.
I wouldn't see it either, right?
No.
None of us
No.
see the ghost. other
Oh,
than-
if I don't know about it, then I won't say it. I thought
We only know
Tripp was
'cause
like
what
they're
he said.
walking to the. I mean, Tripp, I guess, could like walk
Stab
point
him!
at it. Right here.
It's like in a Holy Grail when he shows up at the wedding and just starts murdering all the guests and the guards and everything because he has to save, he has to rescue.
Yeah, does
Mhm.
Pevern say anything, or does Tripp say anything about the spirits? that he sees?
My attention is just as focused as every one of those ghosts, if not more. Not as much, but it's pretty intense. Like I'm kind of just like 1,000 yards staring at Harrowstone at this point.
Okay,
All right.
So he doesn't
scratch
tell
that
us, then we don't
Let's
know.
go.
Perfect.
I thought we
Yeah.
might be able to see them because we have the weird thing on our feet and we can see stuff that other people can't sometimes.
Not in this scenario. Maybe stronger spirits. Any stronger spirit has made themselves very well known, particularly to you. But something you guys didn't ask is if any of the other townsfolk had seen the men erupt from the sconces.
Mm.
Mm.
Hmm.
Indeed. Perfect. So, your arrival to Harrowstone. A mile.
I think we were too busy worrying about not burning to death.
Mile.
I
It
think
is
that's
the
very fair.
longest mile ever. This daunting, heavy feeling just weighs in over the top of you. A crashing tsunami, a wave of emotion. You transcend the gap when it comes to feeling these things. The nausea, the fear, the anxiety. There is moments of doubt, wondering if this is actually going to make a difference. If there's anything that could make a difference in this scenario, what's the likelihood of us making out of this alive? These thoughts plague you, before inevitably, your horses stop, 40 or so feet out, refusing to go forward. You whip at the reins a few times. They whinny back, but they refuse to trot another step.
Our stop.
Oswald, animal handling. Try to help.
Go for it. Let's see what you got.
I also have animal handling, if that may be of assistance.
So you guys,
17.
are you guys all getting out of the carriage at this point and encouraging the horses to go forward, or what does this look
I'm
like?
definitely jumping out.
If I'm getting out, I'm walking forward. If I'm this close, I'm assuming the pull's getting stronger.
How far are we?
You guys are 40 feet from the wrought iron fence.
Oh.
Yeah, Oz is just trying to calm the horses down.
Hmm.
Let me describe this here, friends.
17.
A barren hill south of Ravengrow. A focal point for a light to shine, if light ever shone upon this bleak structure. Now, a stark echo of a once inglorious past. Harrowstone sits with its sagging roof, decaying with every passing minute. Its centralmost structure visible through a large gap in its stone barricade. A surrounding wall meant to keep those in, just as much as it is to keep others out. A partially overgrown track leads from the southern edge of town, winding around the base of the hill, leading up its southern slopes, to the mouth of wrought iron teeth that creak with the wind. Here Harrowstone sits. You motion for the horses to move forward. You try to calm them. There's utter refusal. One of them tries
He's not trying to make them move forward, just trying to calm them down.
Exactly. So much so that one of them tries to kick up. They try to, but the bridle, the arms of the carriage themselves are preventing it from happening. Those of you that are still inside, you can feel it. It's jarring at first, The horse is trying to kick up. It's enough so that it encourages the other horse to continue to do so as well. Is there any actions, any responses?
Yeah, Oz
Moving
is trying to
away.
calm him down.
Okay, can you give me another handle animal?
They're starting to freak out. I will also.
They are
try to calm them
definitely
down.
starting to freak out.
Okay. I will
15.
jump on in there.
Okay. All right. Here, I need to roll something.
Yeah. Oz isn't trying to make them move forward, just trying to calm them down.
I gotcha.
Yeah, we don't want our ride to run off.
Yeah, finding some he's looking around to see if there's something that we can like tie him to or something around. I'll have to go closer.
Okay. All right. Even or odd, Oz?
Odd. Oz is an oddball. No.
It is even.
Even.
Okay.
Oh, well.
So Eli, you step out of the carriage to assist at this point. Oz is attempting to calm the horse as much as possible. The panic is starting to set in. The slight whinnies become into very, very loud, like braying and almost borderline a wincing scream. It is an unsettling sound if you've never quite heard it. You manage to grab the reins around this the bridle, like the mark in the mouth, right, to hold the horse. So you're calming it down, but you're having to be very forceful with it. However, the horse next to it, not so much so. There's a popping sound as the locking mechanism on the side, the right arm, fails to prevent it from jumping. And it immediately comes up and brings a paw down. This hoof strikes out. I need a reflex save from Maggie, please. Oz, give me a reflex.
You know what? I'm gonna die before we even get into Harrowstone. I'm gonna die to a horse.
No.
Maybe.
9.
That's not great. You've got one luck reroll if you'd like to use it.
Sure. Nine.
Some things are just meant to happen.
Wow.
He's all 38 points of damage.
No, not that high. Max damage.
Exploding dust.
9. This thing comes up and it brings both of its hoofs down, smashing down over the top of you before inevitably breaking out of the arm. The arm snaps on the left-hand side. It's still tethered in. It begins kicking around. Temerity, does anybody else do anything?
I'm
at this?
bloodied.
I mean, I'm driving the carriage, I'm assuming, since it's my carriage, right?
Well, yes, but the carriage has stopped. You guys are 40 feet
but
out.
am I in control of the carriage? Because I wasn't getting down yet till everyone's out. Or if I was, I
don't actually think everybody is out.
Okay.
I know that I've got at least 2 of them out at this point. Wyld is still outside of the carriage with you. That leaves Ello and Ronald. You guys.
Rye
are
would have
still
never
sitting
gone
the
in the carriage. He would have
Okay, so
walked alongside it.
That just leaves Tripp.
Severin.
Just
I
Tripp.
wasn't in. I got out the moment it started shaking.
Okay. All right. Temerity, you know your horse is about to get away from you. It's managed to break the left arm, and the right arm attachment snapped from its from the connection.
And I'm like on the floor, right?
Yes, you are in front of it. If this thing moves forward at all and comes down, it
Oz
could
just
kill
like
you.
screams again and then puts his hand over his mouth and it's like he's like trying to hold in like the pain. Oz looks messed up and he's not getting up off the floor. I have 6 HP.
I punch the horse.
Sure, make an attack, please.
Sure. I punch the horse that's over Oz.
Are you trying to do non-lethal though? You're just trying to
No,
knock the
I'm
horse
just
Yeah, I
out?
can
punching.
imagine.
I'm just punching
Oh,
the
okay.
horse.
All right.
I'm gonna just let him
Go
have
ahead.
it. I'm
Make
gonna
it.
let him know. Sorry, give me 1 second to get back to my character sheet.
And yes, Oz is a hobgoblin. For who's asking in chat.
Oh shit! What did I do? Oh, I did
Oh
too
my
much.
gosh.
That's definitely gonna hit. So you strike out for. You know what? I'm curious. I've never actually looked at the HP of a horse before. So
I think it still is alive with 6 bludgeoning.
It's got 600 hit points.
that would be horrifying.
I
Let's
don't
find
know
out.
what kind of horse it is though.
Horsifying.
Just send the horse in. To Harrowstone.
I think he has more than 6 HP
600
though.
HP.
It does in fact. You strike this thing and like it immediately basically slobber knocks the horse, right? Like it just head whips around. I'm gonna give it a chance here. I'm gonna give it a chance to resist the further compulsion. See if anything changes in this. Bah, not even a little bit. At this point, let's see. Let's see what sort of strength my guy has here. Fair amount. Okay. Did you know that horses are strong? What's that about?
Yeah, horses are
I'm gonna
pretty
reroll
strong.
that.
And they've got huge mass.
Okay, sometimes it's meant to happen. Fails to
And
break
if you
out of
get
this.
kicked by them, it hurts like a
Right,
mother trucker.
I need to know in position where you're standing, please.
Like on the side of the horse, like I basically saw what was happening with Oz and just ran up to the side of the horse and just punched in the side of the head.
Sure.
basically.
Okay. All right. So this is what this looks like. As you strike this thing, its head kind of bounces around. It lets out that same scream. And this time it leaps. It's almost unearthly to look at, right? Like seeing a horse just dead vertical leap straight up and kick out. Here's the problem. I need reflex saves from Torvin and from Temerity.
I've been walking away a bit.
Oh, you're no longer on. So then Temerity, I need a reflex
Oh,
save
no,
from
no,
you.
no. When we stopped, I got off right away.
Oh no.
I'm getting an arrow ready.
Oh no.
Temerity, you are going to get kicked. Take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as a rear hoof catches you in the chest. You hear the snap and break of the top side of your carriage as your body is thrown into one of the bridge supporting frontal structures. Much longer in this horse may end up killing one of you, the horse, or completely destroy the carriage.
I mean,
You gonna punch it again?
I stab it
Okay.
with the sword.
All right, man. Give me this attack.
I don't even know how to do this because I have I mean, it's a +2.
Yeah.
I
So
haven't set this all up yet, so
Torvin
it's
is literally
3 plus
as your-
4 plus 2. So d20 plus 7, 8, 9. d20 plus 9.
Torvin was
Okay.
literally going, can I just shoot like a leather strapping? Is there a way to... I stabbed the horse.
+9.
Okay, so that's a 16. Then yeah, you're gonna do a d8 plus 4, 5, 6.
I'm using it two-handed,
7, 8. It's 8.
and-
A d8 plus 8.
With my strength modifier?
Yes.
1.5?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you're also adding in the plus 2 from the sword itself.
Yes.
Max damage. Okay. You do a lot of damage to this. It's yours, right? This is your scene. What does this look like? Do you just like gut thrust this? How like describe this? It's
mean,
yours.
So like, you know, things are getting out of control really quickly. I don't really know. It's like, it's just happening very fast. I saw Oz in trouble. I'm seeing other people get in trouble. I walked up. I punched the horse. I kind of absentmindedly probably had the sword in my hand, in my left hand. I punched it with my right. That didn't seem to help things. It's still going crazy.
Yes.
I don't know. I see the sword in my hand. I just grab it with two and I just hit. I'm just trying to stop the situation.
So I'm guessing that you swing it like a baseball bat.
Decapitation?
I mean, I come down. I mean, I come down on it like with as much strength as I can, like at the neck.
This is a lethal blow, right? It's a fatal attack. Your strike does more, right? It does more than its total health points. So you bring this sword down, and where it was preparing to leap again,
God damn,
its
shit,
head
like-
immediately falls limp, and its body lulls after shaking for a moment and falls straight to the ground.
Well, shit, I guess there's dinner.
Eli, you're still clutching onto the frontal bridle of the horse, the bar that goes through the mouth, and you're holding on to this.
The other one, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I look over at Oz.
Oz
And
is
I'm
just
like-
holding his like wizard hat on his head and like looking up, frightened.
Move.
Torvin's running in
Back
to
up.
grab Oz out. Pull him out.
Sure. You
Oz
managed
will-
to do so.
Roly poly up.
Okay. You get a little assistance from Torvin at this point, but you coming into your feet. You've got a little blood, like you're spitting some blood, and you have this attack. It struck you in the front here. It's gonna leave a mark. This is pretty bad. Under a different
yeah,
circumstance, a
Oz-
normal person would have died.
Oz already has trouble breathing. He's like heavy breathing and
Yeah.
like throwing up blood.
You just got open chested by a horse.
I have 6 HP.
It's not great.
No bueno.
Well, you guys are trying to calm this scene as much as you can. Peverin, Tripp.
Yo.
You see the spirits passing by. The carriage moves faster than they do. You arrive and you can see them moving in. And what the others are incapable of seeing. The experience for you is very different. You feel the need to be inside that gate. You
Yeah,
must be there. You must join the others.
Yeah.
And when your eyes hit the wrought iron gate, you can see them. This isn't 1, it's not 2, it's not 5. There are hundreds of them. They're packed in. It's a nebulous sea of spirits waiting. They're undulating.
It's like sardines.
Yes.
I throw a haunt siphon to make a 1d100 grenade.
Tripp,
Give me a will
being,
save.
I was gonna say, okay, never mind. We're just gonna do a little save right there. Okay, we're just gonna.
Can we bolt the siphons together like Voltron?
2 of them.
19.
Not bad.
You're resisting, but with each passing moment, it's becoming harder and harder to do.
He
You're
was
not
gonna
sure how
say
much
something.
longer.
What does he say? Because you're about to say something until he made you make the
Oh,
will save.
I mean, I was gonna say if the compulsion was that strong, I was gonna try to slip through the gate.
Oh.
You know it's that strong. You
Yeah.
feel it. But you managed to resist that compulsion this time. It's getting stronger, Tripp. If you fail to communicate this, there's nothing your allies can do.
You muted.
As he's fighting that urge, he pulls out the dagger, and he jabs his hand, like his palm, and he just kind of yells out. He's like, "Sorry, Peverin." And he turns over and he looks over to Eli. The bull's too strong this time.
Eli,
Right.
you see that Peverin has stabbed his hand. His eyes are pitch dark black, completely devoid of light, and he's fighting it. But his legs are instinctively moving forward.
Kind of
We
holding
haven't
the
even
swords
gone in
here.
the fucking building yet. Jesus Christ. The horse, the kid. Okay, listen.
If I let go of it, I don't know if it's going to trample me.
I run over to Peverin and try to like keep him from going forward. I try to like walk up, you know, like, hey, Peverin, don't stab me. I kind of like, you know, let's take the dagger away.
Yeah,
What's
he-
What's
Yeah,
going
just
on,
like-
buddy?
He stabs himself, but
Ripping
he
from your
puts he
sword.
puts it back. But he's like he puts like a cloth to his hand, like he's holding it there. But you can see like as you walk up to him, like you can see like it's like his head's being like pulled by a magnet to that direction. So it's like he's not shaking because he's like scared or anything, but like you can tell like something's moving him.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, you know, hey, you okay, buddy, kind of thing. And I'm just like, I'm not putting my hands on him yet. I'm standing in front of him, kind of being like, hey, hold on, you know.
If anything, you might need to hide the boy. I don't want to go back in there like this. All of them are
Maybe.
being called.
I'm like looking over, I'm looking around, not seeing anything.
And
I'm
this
looking
is,
over at the group.
This is where
I
we call
can't
tonight's
see no
session.
one.
This is where we end tonight's session. It ends here with the ever-present pull of Harrowstone. A final stop before inevitably going into the depths of trouble. There are no way outs. There are no more conversations to be had. You're in deep next week.
Gonna need some heals.
When Rai turns, I stab him in the neck.
I run.
Well, that got heavy. All right.
Ooh.
I whisper, I'm like, Nadal sends its regards. and
Am
then
I
just walk
dead?
away.
No, not this time.
No, surprisingly.
good.
Oh, you know what I can do? I can put you guys on the map.
Yay.
You're gonna have a map.
A map.
Mm-hmm.
On the map, on the
Ooh.
map, on the map.
Are there any team of trampolines around here?
I mean, if you were so lucky.
It's Tima.
Next week, some really good stuff is gonna happen. But for now,
That's a big map.
I'm sending you guys out. I'm sending you on your merry way. We're effectively into Wednesday. So let's say our goodbyes. Let's have our call outs here.
Kind of blurry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
we got to zoom in a bit.
it's huge. It's a huge
no.
map.
It's a big map.
It's a really fucking big map. And unfortunately, the assets for this game are really small. So I had to make something that's to scale from about the size of a wallet.
Okay.
Yeah. So unfortunately, that's the best I can
One
do.
square can fit all of us.
Just about, yes. Just about. So, without further ado, we're going to start up here with Cobalt. Tell us about you, boss. What are you doing? Where can we find you? You're muted?
Oh, yeah, I'm muted. That's weird. Hey, I'm CobaltStreak. I've been playing the Binding of Isaac, of course. We got another patch coming. Hopefully by the end of this month, it's going to fix a bunch of stuff. So I'm probably going to have to reset all my progress. And other than that, I've been playing Pokemon. Looking forward to the new release of Diamond. That's
Nice.
coming out soon. I'm going to play that on the Switch. And other than that, I'm just playing some D&D here on Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon, doing some racing and early streaming on Friday. And otherwise, you can find me at 5 p.m. Central on my channel, CobaltStreak on Twitch. And that's it.
Nice.
Thanks
Thank
for
you, boss.
having me.
Of course, always. Ms. Misty, tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
I am trying to recover from doing really silly things with my feet and running around on them. And so this week will probably be Animal Crossing. You can find me at twitch.tv/Imperial. This is how you know I'm out of it. I don't even know what order I'm supposed to say things in, but I probably will get back to sewing as soon as I feel like standing on my feet for a 6-hour stream again. So, next week. But this week it'll be some games.
Thank you so much.
Come say hi.
Will do. My man Wyld, tell us about us. What are you doing these days? Where can we find you?
Oh, I mean, I'm just wild. I do Minecraft stuff and game dev, silly things. And as an amateur, I want to say as a lover of the field, not as a professional. But more importantly, I want to say Ellohime just ran off. So I want to say also, I'm Ellohime. Hello, I'm a variety streamer. I work way at night. If you're an insomniac, I am the person for you. Please do come on over anytime you like. Bub.
Well, we've got to pass to Maggie first. Maggie.
And Ronald.
Well, yes, but in the
Okay.
order, of course.
I'm MargaretKrohn. You can find me at MargaretKrohn in all of the places. I do a lot of tabletop RPG stuff, so you'll definitely want to check that out. On Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific, I'll be playing some Dungeons and Dragons along with Cobalt here.
Yes.
It will be a lot of fun. I'm on an adventure to find my brother. And on Saturday, I will be starting a new show at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is set in the Avatar: The Last Airbender setting. So if that's your jam, come check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I play an airbender of some, or not an airbender, a bender of some sort that you'll have to find out. We'll be releasing those leading up to the show.
All right.
Very
Um,
cool.
And then beyond that, I'm playing a lot of Animal Crossing too. We're going to have to exchange some deets, lady.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I play a lot of Animal Crossing. I love Animal Crossing, like, a lot. I make video games for a living. So if you want to check out the game that I'm currently working on, it is called Ashes of Creation. And you can find it at Ashes of Creation on all of the places. We just did a 24-hour Extra Life live stream where we raised over $30,000 for Extra Life for a local hospital, which is Rady's Children's Hospital. There we go. Oof, can't talk. Which is pretty amazing. So shout out to our community who are just wonderful. That's all I
Nice.
got.
Perfect. Ella has been finished at this point by our man Torvin Wyld. And we got Xander. Tell us about your boss. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
Yeah, Xander, Ronald, whatever you guys want to call me. Usually here Tuesdays. I keep telling myself I need to start streaming again, and I keep procrastinating. So, unless someone yells at me and forces
So we'll see you
me to-
tomorrow, right? You're going to be streaming
Hopefully.
tomorrow?
Yes.
Can I yell at you? Is that all right? Can I do
Yes.
that?
I'll
We're all
call
gonna come
him.
yell at you. That'll be the
Yes.
entire stream.
I'll
I'll just yell at you.
yes. Yes. I will.
Not about anything important or just about streaming. Just like,
Yeah,
what are you
no,
doing, you
yelling.
suck ass?
Yeah. I'm currently playing Path of Exile off stream, so I mean it's not like anyone's seen it, but yes, I will play tomorrow.
Good.
I just need people to keep telling me because every time I get up, I'm like, just have coffee and not do anything, and that's usually what I do. But yeah,
Well, I mean, as long as you're having a good time, I guess. I can't be mad at you.
thank you.
All right, guys, that leaves me. You know what I do. You've been here before. If you haven't, well, now you figured it out. Come by anytime that we're doing this. It's going to be every Tuesday. There's going to be some stuff coming up in the future where we're not going to be able to play because we take some time off for the seasonal things to happen. It's going to be a lot closer to the end of December, though. So don't be surprised if there's like a 2 to 3 week period where there are no games on the channel. That's just an opportunity for us to sort of breathe and, figure out life, right? That's kind of what we're trying to do. And mostly it's so we can get through family. But, yeah, that's gonna be it, basically, for me. So thank you for dropping in. I appreciate you. If you want to keep the stream alive, keep the dream alive, check out patreon.com. We're trying to get back to our 12-hour streams. We need like $100 more bucks on Patreon, and we get a 12-hour stream on a Friday. And you guys can pick all those games that I play. If you don't want to do that, then, I don't know, just show up and be a cool person. So, Liver Faces, do what you do. Stay safe, stay nerdy, and I'll catch you guys later. Au revoir, everybody.
Bye.
Tangerine paste on ribs, guys.
I hate Ronald so much.